Sunday on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts.
George W. Bush in Iowa, plus the first interview with Gore campaign chairman Tony Coelho, ABC Sunday.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCNews.com, now a part of the GO Network.
Thanks, Kansas City, for making us #1. This is KMBC 9 News at 6, where the news comes first.
You put the lie to that by the power of your example. And make no mistake about it, it is even more powerful than the power of our bombs.
President Clinton salutes the proud men and women of Whiteman who helped the B-2s soar into victory over Yugoslavia. Good evening, everyone. Larry and Lori are off tonight. 2 reasons to celebrate at Whiteman's Air Force Base today: the end of the war in Kosovo and a presidential visit.
That's our top story tonight at 6. A big pat on the back for the men and women who fly, maintain, and support the B-2 bombers.
We have team coverage on this historic day at Whiteman. We'll hear from the pilots about their secretive missions.
But first, KMBC 9's Michael Mahoney live at the base tonight with more. Mike.
Chris, that's a good way to put it, a pat on the back for the folks here at Whiteman. The president came here today to celebrate the end of the war over the Balkans. The president worked and waded his way into the crowd, shaking almost every hand in sight and thanking the troops and their family for top-notch work. The president also inspected one of the stealth bombers. However, it was not one of the bombers that was used during the Balkan War campaign. And he also told the troops here that their military skills were most valuable to the successful prosecution of the war, but so was their ability to pull together as a team, even though they're diverse people from different parts of the nation. He says that's a sharp contrast to the way the Serbs view things.
That their country can only be great when everybody's just like everybody else. Well, look around here. You put the lie to that by the power of your example. And make no mistake about it, it is even more powerful than the power of our bombs.
Mr. Clinton was also very complimentary towards the B-2 aircraft. He called it a great airplane. Now, there were hundreds of people here who jammed into a hangar on the airbase to hear the president make those remarks and others. And Peggy Bright reports the folks that were there listening to the president's speech got that message loud and clear.
It really makes us feel special.
A very special day at Whiteman because of a president who recognized not just the pilots who flew the B-2 bombers over Yugoslavia, but every person who contributed to the mission's success, like this Master Sergeant.
Product improvement manager for the base. We deal with a lot of engineers and we try to make the B-2 better. So we're constantly upgrading and making it more capable than what it is now.
Definitely. There's so many people that don't usually get recognized for this, but he really touched every base and it was good. It's real good.
And there were 2 parts to his message. First, thanking the Whiteman team for a job well done, and second, pointing out that the diversity Milosevic sought to squelch in Kosovo is what made Operation Allied Force work.
Actually, I haven't heard that before, but I really appreciate it. Considering being a minority in the Air Force, it's really nice to hear the president coming thanking all of us for being a part of the Air Force.
Definitely unique, a different perspective, but I guess that's why he's the president. He's a good speaker, he's a great communicator.
The people here listened closely to what the president had to say, and the people of Whiteman say what they heard is a message they're glad that he came to present. One little girl came away with this autographed picture.
He asked me for my name, and he asked me how old I was.
Chelsea is 9, by the way, and one of the many people in the crowd who felt this presidential visit to Whiteman Air Force Base was a grand success. Peggy Bright, KMBC 9 News.
Also today, for the very first time, B-2 pilots talked about making those bombing runs over the Balkans. There were some 50 sorties, and the Air Force says they inflicted 30% of the damage done by the entire Allied bombing campaign. And some of the folks around here think that should put to rest some of the carping and the questioning of the B-2 program, that the planes sometimes don't perform well in the rain, or at $2 billion each, that they're too expensive.
Every single accusation has been refuted with live fire, so to speak.
That's Brigadier General Leroy Barnage Jr. starting the most detailed account so far of the B-2's role in the Balkan War. And for the first time, B-2 combat pilots, identified by code name only, talked to the Balkan bombings.
We did see some threats and see some fire, but it wasn't anything that concerned us because we trust the airplane so much, basically.
6 of the 9 available stealth bombers were used, according to the Air Force, usually flying in pairs. Sometimes one mission returning home would pass another set heading to Kosovo in midair. They inflicted 30% of the damage during the war, going after a series of targets on every mission. And the brigadier described the B-2 campaign as flawless.
The thing just kept getting better rather than in terms of any kind of negative surprises. It just kept getting better.
Okay, but how did 2 guys fly from Missouri to Kosovo for 30 hours? Can they ever sleep?
And in fact, we even went down to the local Walmart store and got some aluminum trifold lawn chairs and laid those out and laid on top of that.
Is there anything to eat?
Then we heated up chili and some hot dogs and in some cases sauerkraut and the whole mess, and had yourself a good gut bomb there.
But seriously, some of the supporters of the B-2 stealth bombing program now think that this up-to-now controversial radar-evading aircraft at $2 billion each has effectively answered its critics. That's the story of a presidential visit to say thank you here at the Whiteman Air Base. Back to you.
A good gut bomb on a heading to war. Thank you, Michael.
You can't beat him.
Yeah, out of Whiteman. Well, here's what Whiteman's B-2 bombers accomplished during the Kosovo crisis. As Michael reported, they flew more than 50 sorties, each one lasting 30 hours from takeoff to touchdown. That was 3% of all the missions flown in Operation Allied Force. The B-2s hit 20% of all targets. The B-2s dropped 1.3 million pounds of bombs. They were chosen for this duty because of the heavy payload they can carry.
A murder hits close to home for Grandview police. They're investigating the death of one of their employees. 34-year-old Randall Matson is now charged with killing his mother, 60-year-old Sharon Matson. During questioning, he changed his story, admitting he killed her. Sharon worked for the Grandview Police Department for 12 years. Brenda Washington talks with co-workers and neighbors who find it's hard to believe what's happened.
She had a real good sense of humor about her.
Very outgoing, always happy.
She was a wonderful person to work with.
Grandview police never imagined they'd be investigating the murder of one of their own.
It's real hard, especially since you know her.
60-year-old Sharon Matson worked in the records department at the Grandview Police Department. Investigators say around 1 a.m., her 34-year-old son, who lived with her, called police, saying he'd found his mother's body in her bedroom. Police say there had been a struggle and that it appears Sharon was beaten to death.
Yeah, it's a shock. Very sweet lady.
Neighbors are reeling over the news. One woman who lives next door says her husband thought he heard noises around Sharon's duplex late last night.
He thought he heard some car doors shutting about 12:30 or so, and he thought he heard a car take off.
Sharon worked for the police department 12 years. Her desk is surrounded by family photos. Co-workers say she was well liked.
She was here every morning in a good mood. She'd work hard. She's one of the hardest workers we had. Never complained.
And she'll be missed by a lot of people.
Everyone just loved her.
Brenda Washington, KMBC 9 News.
Randall Matson now admits he hit his mother in the head with a cast iron skillet. The victim's arms and ankles were taped together. Randall Matson is charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. His next court date is June 23rd. A Kansas City man is dead following a shooting late last night. Police say 36-year-old Benjamin Matthews was an innocent bystander when some men opened fire outside a liquor store at 49th and Swope Parkway. Earlier that night, a security officer had chased away some men from that store. No one has been arrested.
An attack at the Jackson County Courthouse downtown will lead to better security. Assistant Prosecutor Kate Mahoney was hit by a chair and tackled by inmate Dennis Hyman. This was her second conviction of the 39-year-old serial rapist. When the verdict was read, Hyman cursed the jury, then overcame 2 guards to go after Mahoney. Her injuries were described as minor. The state of Missouri is set to execute another prisoner this week. If it happens, that will make 7 this year alone. Members of the group Missourians to Abolish the Death Penalty are concerned about what it calls a dangerous practice by the state. Members used 7 chairs with cardboard cutouts to illustrate their point. They believe Missouri is moving too fast with executions.
We do not have the time for deliberation to sort out where responsibility lies. And so we call today to stop the execution machine and not to break that record.
The group wants a halt on executions and more investigations into death penalty cases. Well, if you're on your feet on the streets in Leawood, obey the law or else. And imagine having eye surgery and seeing it for yourself as it happens. This eye-opener next in Health Watch.
Thunderstorms for the weekend or sunshine. Our forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
Plus, the people who take in runaways turn to the community for help. More on their day of choices still ahead.
From KMBC 9 News, where the news comes first, Laurie Everett, Larry Moore, Kelly Eckerman with Health Watch, meteorologist Brian Busby, and sports with Len Dawson. You're watching KMBC 9 News at 6. Closed captioning provided by Kansas City Power and Light, who remind you that there's a little Kansas City in all of us.
Hollywood Squares is rolling out the red carpet for the superstars from the luminous Leah Thompson.
What has a dimpled surface sometimes contains a liquid core?
Baywatch, babe.
And leading lady Melanie Griffith.
What was created when a monkey propositioned a lion?
I think that would be the phrase, "You're not my type."
Comedic genius Jason Alexander tops off the A-list of laughs.
I was bluffing my...
On Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares, tonight at 6:30 on Channel 9.
From the beginning, the redesigned Dodge Dakota was different. It was the roomiest club cab in its class, the only one that offered a V8, and the only one ranked most appealing compact pickup by J.D. Power & Associates 2 years straight. Plus now, it's J.D. Power & Associates' best compact pickup in initial quality. Dakota, still turning the truck world upside down. Now get a $1,000 cash allowance and a no-charge V6 on select regular cab Dakotas.
You're a real colonel, right?
Play Defeat the Dark Side. Get a game medallion and you could win one of millions of prizes instantly. Even a Star Wars speeder. Only at Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and KFC.
How about helping people who have helped so many in our community? Take a look at what's happening up in the Northland. Synergy Services holding its second annual Day of Choices fundraiser with the Park Hill South Dixieland Band. And our own Joel Nichols helped out at Chapels up in North Kansas City with a silent auction and raffle. Synergy Services helps runaways and victims of domestic violence. Tomorrow, they will hold a walkathon in Briar Cliff West.
State-of-the-art technology could be changing the way we see things, literally. In Health Watch tonight, doctors say computer technology is revolutionizing eye care, especially for patients with hypertension, glaucoma, and diabetes, which is the leading cause of blindness in the U.S. This technology allows doctors to take a picture of the back of the eye, providing a clear look at the optic nerve. The image can easily be transmitted to other specialists so all care providers can see what's going on inside the eyes. More and more baby boomers are in need of hearing aids, but studies show 6 out of 7 middle-aged patients who need them don't use them. Doctors say many don't realize how severe their hearing loss is until it's pointed out to them. Half the respondents say cost is a factor in not getting one, and 1 in 5 say a hearing aid would make them feel old and embarrassed. Experts say there are many hearing devices out there that can easily be hidden and suggest anyone who suspects hearing loss get it checked out. Tonight, another use for the Gamma knife, a high-tech machine typically used to treat brain tumors. Now it's also being used to treat a type of devastating face pain involving nerves that control feeling in the face. 80% of patients who had not responded to other therapies found relief after treatment with the Gamma knife. Research Medical Center of Health Midwest has one of the less than 3 dozen Gamma knife machines in the country.
Kareem and Wilt the Stilt, just a few of the sports legends who'll be in town this weekend.
And police in Leawood begin cracking down this weekend on people who use the streets without cars. And maybe a few changes ahead this weekend weather-wise.
Yeah, we're hoping for a little bit of relief, but the showers are not going away very soon. So we'll talk about that in detail in just a second. I'm going to take you out west in Nevada because Milton of Kearney took this picture, and this is of the Cascade Mountain Range. Thanks, Milton. As for today's high, around 82, that is right where we should be for this time of year. 104 is the record back in 1953. Forecast in a couple of minutes.
are hitting the greens in the land of the blues. The FedEx St. Jude Classic, live from Memphis, Saturday at 4 on ABC.
Let it swing.
Once you watch,
I have a motion.
you're hooked.
The motion is denied.
Hey! Can you at least read it? This stinks!
The Practice, ABC Sunday, 10, 9 Central.
To spice up your summer, you could buy this Italian shirt and silk shorts at a pricey department store for around $150. Or take that same amount to Steinmart's 12-hour sale and buy the exact same shirt and shorts, plus this fashionable outfit for mom, plus these casual kids' clothes, which all adds up to you, the happy shopper. Don't miss our 12-hour sale, where you'll save an additional 30 to 40% off Steinmart's everyday discount prices throughout the store and still have money left for this Road Whiz game.
Don't learn electrical safety by accident.
Now at Popeyes, get 10 pieces of Popeyes chicken, spicy or mild, for only $8.99. That's 10 pieces for only $8.99.
It's an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
There's nothing worse than shopping for a new swimsuit. Winter can be so unkind to the waistline, and the suits keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Did you find anything you like?
Millions of people turn to Metabolife to lose weight. Metabolife is laboratory tested for safety and clinically shown to be effective for weight loss. Look for the Metabolife cart at most major malls. There's only one Metabolife.
Exercise buffs in Leawood, look out. If you jog or rollerblade in the street, it's time to change course.
Because as KMBC 9's David Bowden explains, you could run right into a police officer.
Whether you do it fast or slow, on foot or on wheels, don't do it on Leawood streets.
Most of our problems consist of pedestrians who are in the roadway and when there are sidewalks available. They're running and they want to be out here instead of having to deal with crossing a driveway or crossing curbs, and so they run on the road.
Starting Saturday, Leawood police officers will crack down on joggers, walkers, and rollerbladers who ignore signs like this one on Tomahawk Creek Parkway. They're trying to keep pedestrians safe.
Statistics from the state show us that Johnson County has a higher than normal death rate for the state.
Kathy Bono says she hates to think of walking alone in a park and readily admits walking in the street on Tomahawk.
Just because there's no sidewalks. In certain areas on Tomahawk Creek, there's no sidewalks, so you end up having to walk on the street in some areas. So it would be nice if they did have continuous sidewalks.
Be that as it may, the rules are pedestrians are prohibited from walking along the streets where sidewalks are available. Pedestrians who are legally walking in the street must walk toward oncoming traffic on the extreme edge of the road. And that goes for rollerbladers, too. Bikes aren't included. They're considered moving vehicles.
We want to educate people. We want them to be safe. It's not a goal to write tickets, but there are some people who need to get ticketed in order to be deterred from violating the law.
The fine for violating the law, a citation that will cost you $25. And that's anything but a walk in the park. David Bowden, KMBC 9 News.
Tomorrow, officers will begin ticketing pedestrians who violate the law.
Well, maybe a wet weekend, but not a complete washout.
No, a hit-and-miss thing. It's about what we've had the past couple of days. Some storms could be strong, but it looks like our chances of rain really start to die off as we get into Sunday. So I don't know if that really helps you or not, but it's going to be kind of a warm. You can bet that. Let's go outside now because it is kind of a cloudy situation in some areas. The clouds have been moving in. We do have some storms northwest of Kansas City, and they are moving easterly, and we'll show that to you in just a second on Pinpoint 9 Doppler radar. But right now, temperature downtown is holding steady at 82 degrees. Of course, you add in the winds from the south, And the humidity level, that's why you have the heat index at least 87. At times it's felt more than 90 degrees. So kind of a warm, somewhat humid afternoon and evening in store for all of the area. Pinpoint 9 Doppler radar does show a line of thunderstorms moving easterly very slowly, around 25 to 30 miles an hour. Here's Kansas City. Here's our radar site, and we go northward into like St. Joseph area. In fact, I'm going to zoom in a little closer to that. And what we'll see is some of these storms were severe earlier today, but as of right now, they have weakened just a bit. But there is quite a bit of lightning with this around St. Joseph, south of there. Here is Highway 29, Interstate 29, Leavenworth. Atchison, you're getting some thunderstorm activity right now. If they do turn severe, we will let you know immediately, but these storms will continue to move easterly, and those of you just north of Kansas City, just keep that in mind. On the satellite imagery, quite a bit of cloud cover associated with all this. We have a very weak cold front trying to work its way across the area, and what that's doing is, well, it's providing the scattered thunderstorms all up and down the Midwest, even down to Dixie. Thunderstorms popping up around Louisiana, Mississippi. Once you get into Kansas City, see how they're just real scattered. That's what they're going to be throughout tonight and throughout tomorrow morning. It's a very weak frontal system. It's not going to provide much relief at all when it comes to cooler air. In fact, it's just enough to produce the thunderstorms. And then by Saturday, we'll have sunshine, and still that chance of a thunderstorm can pop up anytime, anywhere. Temperatures tomorrow around 81, 82. The cooler air on its way, but it'll take a few days before it gets here. 74 for the rest of your evening. Winds from the southwest at 5 to 10. 66 for the overnight and for your weekend. Looks like Saturday a high of 81 with a scattered thunderstorm. On our 5-day, it looks like that scattered thunderstorm event will continue through Sunday, Monday 82. And we mentioned a cool down. Yes, it will happen by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with highs in the 70s. Skycast looking good tomorrow, but watch out today. The mold very high. Those, I'm sure there are many say, oh yeah, we already know that.
We know that. All right, thanks, Pete.
All right.
It's fast-paced and it lasts all weekend long. We're going to take you to Chiefs Mini Camp next.
And we'll show you how to get your hands on some valuable pieces of sports memorabilia. Old number 16 coming up.
Weather has been brought to you by Health Midwest.
That dust cloud could be only one thing. The Ford Tough Truck Stampede. Save big on Ford Ranger, the #1 selling compact pickup in America. Get shift on the fly, 4-wheel drive, automatic transmission, and air conditioning, all for just $189 a month. Don't let this little doggy get away. Blaze a trail to your local Ford dealer today.
Just one more reason we work hard to keep the power flowing in Kansas City. Because when you're working for your friends and neighbors, you work a little harder.
Weather Beater paint protects the great American home of John Paul Jones from New England's harsh extremes. It protects the home of Buffalo Bill from searing summer heat. And now you can protect your home with the most durable Weather Beater paint ever. 20-year Weather Beater with a great everyday price, just $17.99. No other paint resists cracking and peeling better.
Next time I paint this house, you'll be out of college.
20-year Weather Beater at Sears.
Play Powerball today, and you could be in Lucky Town before you know it.
Boy, the one thing about the Royal Series with the Cardinals, both teams scored so many runs. Talk about pitching. There wasn't any.
None left because everybody pitched, including guys who probably didn't pitch.
Right.
But if the Royals thought they used their bullpen a lot against St. Louis, wait until they play the 3-game series in Pittsburgh. Pitchers have to hit this weekend, and that alone could keep the phone in the pen busy. Game just started at 6:05. We're in the second inning so far. There is no score. Left-hander Jose Rosado has yet to take his first swing of the year. Out in Chicago, where it was a battle of the crosstown rivals, White Sox scored 4 times in the third. Maglio Ordonez drives one in Sammy Sosa's way. Sammy knows there's brick behind those ivy there, so he kind of takes it easy. Big old Frank Thomas lumbering all the way from first. He is going to score. This is in a rain delay. It's in the 6th inning. The White Sox leading the Cubs by the score of 5-3. Folks, the disguise did not fool anybody, and it ended up costing Bobby Valentine $5,000. There he is. The Mets manager was ejected Wednesday night after arguing a call in the 12th inning against Toronto. Valentine walked off the field but returned to the dugout wearing a fake mustache and glasses. The National League saw through that, folks. He'll serve a 2-game suspension beginning tomorrow, but Valentine has appealed. After a below-average 1998 campaign, the Chiefs are itching to get back on the field. This time it will be Gunther Cunningham's way. The second 3-day minicamp began today, and the players are learning very quickly that Gunther's pace is a very, very fast one.
As the horns sound, players and coaches run to the next drill. Camp Gunther is firmly in place.
Yeah, we kind of run everywhere, but I tell you what, if you're not in shape, it shows. And you're getting conditioning, running from drill to drill, period to period, and there's no downtime.
After adapting last month's mini camp, there are no more excuses for lack of hustle. It's certainly now Gunther's way or no way at all.
You look at the teams that have been successful, the Denvers, the San Franciscos, the 49ers, they play this up-tempo type style and they practice that way. That's the only way you can play that way is to practice that way. So I like it, and I think once the team gets adjusted to it, they'll see that they like it.
Now the biggest difference here at Camp Gunther is the fact that after only an hour and 20 minutes, the practice field is empty. The intensity is up a whole heck of a lot, and the players say they'll do whatever it takes if it means getting back that winning attitude.
I see guys excited. You know, guys are coming out here and we're coming out to win. We're not coming out just thinking we're going to win. We're working towards winning.
After this weekend, players get 6 weeks off to get ready for official training camp, which starts in July. Or wait, has it already started?
Training camp. This is the pace. This is Gunther Cunningham's pace, period. From here until eternity. I told them we're not running after practice. If you see us running after practice, that means I've really lost it. I said I'm going to kill them during practice, and you have to be in shape to practice this way.
Jonathan Coachman, KMBC 9 Sports.
The Chiefs minicamp runs through Sunday afternoon. Some very tragic news to tell you tonight. Jamie Adcock, the mascot for Kansas State Wildcats, died this morning at KU Medical Center. Adcock had been in a motorcycle accident yesterday in Manhattan. He was just 24. Her season lasted 42 seconds. Rebecca Lobo collapsed last night in the WNBA opener between New York and Cleveland. You can see the left knee give, and she tore her anterior cruciate. Lobo was in obvious pain, was later helped off the court. MRI confirmed the torn ligament. She is out for the year. The former All-American out of UConn started all 59 games Liberty has played. Looks like Phil Jackson may be back in business in the NBA. Reports out of L.A. say Jackson is being courted by the Lakers. The former Bulls boss reportedly has been offered a 4-year deal worth $20 million. Jackson led Chicago to 6 NBA titles in 9 years as coach. The Lakers will only confirm that they have him as a candidate for the vacant job.
Well, if he can't handle that cast of characters out there, nobody can.
Well, they'll bring Dennis Rodman back.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah. Thank you. Finally, at 6, if you are a sports fan, the Overland Park Trade Center is the place to be this weekend.
The TriStar Collector Show comes to town with some big names. Basketball legends Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and NFL Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson will be there to sign autographs.
Thank you for joining us. That's it tonight at 6.
We hope you'll join us again tonight at 10. See you then.
Great songs don't just happen. Something's got to move me. Oh, bacon, that'll do it.
Presenting Arby's new triple cheese and bacon.
I sense it's not just any old bacon.
Right. It's thick-cut pepper bacon.
Pepper bacon. That jazzes things up.
Plus, not 1, but 3 luscious cheeses.
Now, I'm more than inspired. I'm hungry.
Why settle for ordinary when you can have Arby's new triple cheese and bacon?
Ah, the possibilities Dodge Caravan opens up. It's a cabin in the woods, complete with heated power recliners. It's your own private ski lodge, or your workshop for building one. It's your place in the sun, complete with guest room and breezeway. Dodge Caravan, the world's most popular home away from home. Now get $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9 financing on Caravan.
Can I help you?
Oh, no. I got it right here. For most of us, it's hard to admit we're not a size 32 waist anymore. We've all probably added a few inches over the years. Millions of people turn to Metabolife to lose weight. Metabolife is laboratory tested for safety and clinically shown to be effective for weight loss. Look for the Metabolife cart at most major malls. There's only one Metabolife.
Hey, let's talk New York. Let's talk pizza. Let's talk big. Like the new Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. It's so big it's got 3 zip codes. You need a road map to find your way across it. It's so big on the other side, it's almost Cleveland. It's a genuine street corner, 16-inch New York style pizza with 8 big floppy foldable slices dripping with cheese and tomato sauce that's really, really good. At a price that's very un-New York, $9.99. $9.99. You can't even get a taxi for that price. The Big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. The best pizzas under one roof.
Kansas City Royals baseball. Be a part of it all.
Don't miss the big showdown with the Cleveland Indians June 25th through the 27th. Friday, score a free insulated travel mug and watch the fireworks explode after the game. Saturday, sport a free 1924 Monarchs cap as we celebrate African American Heritage Night.
Kansas City Royals baseball. Be a part.
Visit Ticketmaster or call 1-800-6-ROYALS.
I'm driving down Hollywood Boulevard with the wind in my face. Life is good. I love Hollywood. The lights and the camera, the glitter, the glamour.
This week, Melanie Griffith, Jason Alexander, star of Caroline in the City, Leah Thompson, Dave Chappelle, Dom DeLuise. From Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Caroline Ray, Gilbert Gottfried, writer-comedian Bruce Valente, and starring Whoopi Goldberg, with Tom Bergeron, your host, all on Hollywood Squares. And here's Tom Bergeron.
Oh, hi. Welcome to Hollywood Squares. I just want to make sure I'm seeing this right. Dom, are you blowing on your beanie?
You know, I had to tell you that I'm trying to look younger. and also I'm getting a rise out of it.
Oh, that's very good.
Can someone blow on my beanie?
Let's welcome all of our stars before some of them are carted away forcefully. Hello, stars.
Hi.
Welcome. Good to have you here. Let's welcome our contestants. Ms. Circle, tell us about yourself, won't you?
Okay, my name is Bridget Simpson. I hail from the great state of North Carolina. I work for a non-profit organization, and in my spare time, I love to listen to and play country music.
Well, doggone. Good to have you here, Bridget. Good luck. Good luck. Welcome. Mr. Rex, tell us about yourself.
Hi there, I'm Jed Davis. I'm recently from Cincinnati, Ohio, where I was a track coach at Anderson High School. And for fun, I used to compete in tough man competitions.
Oh, really? All right, tough guy. Good luck. Good to have you both here. Here's how you win our little game.
His whole role was competing in tough man competitions.
Okay.
We are a tough man company.
There you go. In order to win, you got to get 3 of these tough stars in a row, either across, up and down, or diagonally. You have to decide if the answers you're giving are correct or not. That's how you get the squares. First game is worth $1,000. Who won the toss backstage? Who won the toss? You did, Bridget. You get to start.
Okay, I'm going to start with the great Miss Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes, dear.
If you are popping a Methuselah, what are you doing?
You smacking Jane Pittman. That's right, because Jane Pittman is older than Methuselah. That's what you would be doing. But probably, if you were popping a real Methuselah, you'd probably be opening a bottle of champagne or something.
I disagree.
You're
Why?
opening champagne.
Why do you disagree,
X
Bridget?
gets the square. Popping
Why
a
did...
After he died, he earned 5 battle stars for combat in Europe. He never even talked about it. That's why I don't take questions about what I did in the SEALs. I didn't do any more than other guys.
So, Jesse, how many jumps did you make, man? Like, were you ever wounded or what?
Yeah, thanks for calling. The pleasure's all yours. I had a real feeling for the job. They called me a shock jock, but I saw myself more as a truth teller. In a way, I felt I was making my dad proud. Why should a guy who's making 30 grand a year pay his taxes to put up a new stadium so a bunch of guys who make millions can make more?
You the man, Jesse!
Yeah, thanks for calling, Steve. The pleasure's all yours. So, like in the middle of March, there's always some bozo who goes out on a lake in a snowmobile and he drowns. Then some legislator wants to pass a law against that. You can't legislate against stupidity. It's nature's way of weeding out the stupid. I was starting to find my groove, and the listeners seemed to like me. But the good times don't always roll. She was a nurse in the Army during World War II in North Africa. She raised 2 sons. She stayed with the same man for almost 50 years. She gave her sons a belief they could do anything. Bernice Janos. Rest in peace, Mom. You're listening to K-Fan 108.5. Remember, this is a spot on your dial where it all hits the fan. I have a guest in my studio today, a good friend of mine, Dean Barkley. Now, Dean's running for U.S. Senate on the Reform Party ticket. What's on your mind there, Dino?
Taxes, Jesse. Minnesota is the second most heavily taxed state in the country.
Well, are we going to do something about that, Dean, or just sit here and blab?
Well, we're having a rally this Saturday. Why don't you come along?
So let's put these career politicians out of business. Let's make this third party work. We can do it!
Yeah!
Yeah!
There you go, man! Dean Barkley, U.S. Senate!
Looks like the wrong guy's running.
Well, an idea was born. Dean lost, but he had big plans for me. He was so excited about it, he kept bugging me for the next 2 years.
Don't break my heart again, Jess.
Answer still no, buddy.
Thought I'd be shaking the hand of the next governor of Minnesota.
You're shaking the hand of a guy whose wife's going to kill him. I'll let you talk me into running.
You got a real shot here, you know.
Yeah.
You could be the anti-candidate, the normal guy against the pinstripe suits.
This might be the first time in my life I've ever been called normal. What do I know about being a governor?
Nothing. That's what makes you so desirable. Listen, the deadline for filing is this Thursday. It's now or never.
I'll ask Terry.
Red 42!
Hang on the ball, Bubba. This ain't soccer. If I was to run, which I'm not saying I'm gonna, it could get hairy.
Just tell me, why would you want to do this?
I don't know. I guess I want to find out if the American dream is still alive. What was that? You guys actually hoping to win? Why don't we just send another team roses?
There's my little sugar plum. Oh, dear.
Still think a bug spray needs to feel greasy? Off-Skin-tastic Spritz feels great. Its gentle aloe formula feels pleasant like Avon Skin So Soft Repellent, but gives you 100% protection. Avon doesn't come close. Off-Skin-tastic feels good on, keeps bugs off. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Vern is taking hula lessons. Vern wants Edna to think he's exotic. So Vern invites Edna to a luau. Oh no, Edna wants something tasty and healthy. Yum, garden burger, the burger with no meat. Edna squeals with delight. Look, Vern is putting on his grass skirt. Edna wonders when all the other guests will arrive. Discover Garden Burger. All natural, really tasty, end of story. Because eating good just got great.
The Civic from Honda. What about now?
The Domino's Heat Wave bag delivers the hottest, best-tasting Domino's ever. Don't wait. Order your favorite Domino's pizza right now.
Domino's! Delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Gee, that oatmeal was little.
Yeah?
You done with those sausages? You done with them hash browns?
Sure.
You need some help with that bacon? How did I get heartburn? All I had was oatmeal. Got any Mylanta?
Are you kidding? Aluminum and magnesium? You want Tums. Tums has calcium.
Tums Calcium knocks out heartburn fast, then goes to your bones to help keep them stronger, longer.
How about a bag of donuts for the road?
How about a bottle of Tums?
The Jesse Ventura Story will return in a moment on NBC.
Jay's all new, all this week with Hugh Grant, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jack Lemmon, Bob Costas, Penn and Teller, Ricky Martin, Governor Jesse Ventura, and Monday in a Tonight Show exclusive, Kevin Big Sexy Nash and Brad Hitman Hart go head to Cher in a $250,000 WCW battle live on stage. Don't miss it Monday on The Tonight Show.
Tonight on 41 News at 10.
I'm Cynthia Gunn with the latest from 41 News. A developing story tonight at Kemper Arena, where WWF wrestler Owen Hart was transported to the hospital. This is file footage we have of Hart. Police told us tonight that Hart was coming into the arena on a cable when he fell 50 feet. He was taken to Truman Medical Center. We will have the very latest on this developing story tonight at 10. Also tonight, tragedy at Smithville Lake, where a 52-year-old man drowned. The man was reportedly fishing with his brother.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Coming up tonight at 10, what's bringing the fans back out to the ballgame? We'll find out.
We gave the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee more power, more safety, and more on- and off-road capability than ever before. All so you'll feel comfortable, whether driving in your own backyard or in the most unfamiliar places. Now lease a four-wheel drive Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $359 a month at your dealer.
Starting a small business takes a burning entrepreneurial spirit, a singular, bold vision, the courage to fight an endless uphill battle. But that's not all you need. Oh, no.
We need some furniture.
And some curtains would be nice. That's why you need the Visa business card. Just call 1-800-455-3355. With the Visa business card, you not only get the purchasing power you need, but the financial flexibility to better manage your cash flow. And if you call right now, you'll get a low 5.9% introductory rate and no annual fee. Plus acceptance at millions of places that don't take any card from American Express. Just apply over the phone. Call 1-800-455-3355.
I love these chairs. And I'm really happy with these window treatments.
So just call 1-800-455-3355 and get a low 5.9% introductory rate and no annual fee with the Visa business card. It's everywhere you want to be.
During During Adventure 99, buy a Dodge Stratus and you'll get your choice of a $1,500 cash allowance or a vacation package worth up to $1,800 at the new Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park in Orlando, Florida. It's the adventure of a lifetime, and we have the rides to prove it. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
It's easy to win $1,000. Watch NBC 41 tonight at 10.
Hi there. Jesse Ventura running for governor.
Who's out the door?
Hi, Jesse Ventura, Reform Party candidate for governor.
Jesse Ventura, the wrestler? Have you had dinner? Come on in.
Hi, I'm Jesse Ventura. Is your mommy home? Ringing doorbells was a lot less effective than campaigning on my radio show. But the FCC was going to make me give equal time to other candidates. So I quit radio in protest.
And I don't know. Whoa! A Humphrey supporter! And I don't understand why Skip Humphrey refuses to debate with me. The people of Minnesota deserve to hear both sides of the issue.
Maybe we ought to ask him why he won't debate me. You're not a contender yet, but you will be. How are we doing in the polls? We're not even in the polls. We got to get you some attention. That'd be good, because right now, we're the only two guys that know I'm even running. We don't have the money to get your message out. Hey, can you sing?
Okay, take 46.
Bring it to the body! Bring it to the body. Woo! Yeah!
Give it to the body.
Give it to the body.
Jesse's the body.
Jesse's the body. Spice up the body. Spice up the body. Spice up the body. Spice up the body. Listen to the man with the people's plan. He won't tell you no lie, cause he's a regular guy. Come on, my peep. Creep upon the scene, watch the jelly bean cream that will redeem the dollar bill, y'all. Just hit the bar for real. Like I'm a man with Superman appeal. So what? Put your X on the line. Rewind. Come again. Let's sign. So put your X on the line. Put your X on the line. Rewind. Come again. Let's sign. Bring in the body.
I am the body.
The body. Just see the body. The body.
Yeah.
Just see the body. The body.
Oh, yeah.
The body. So put your X on the line.
What in the Land O'Lakes is that? It's cool. That the guy you're running against, Dad?
Come again. Let's sign. Come on.
There you go. That's it.
Put your X on the line.
Thank you. Cool? Got it.
You guys remember to vote.
I don't know what the holdup is on the bumper stickers. I sent in the artwork.
What are those campaign buttons?
I was hoping to sell some bumper stickers to get campaign buttons.
Hey, Jade.
Hey.
What you got there, Rembrandt?
Doodle of you.
This is pretty good. We could put this on a t-shirt.
And sell them.
It needs a slogan.
My governor can pile drive your governor.
Here you go.
Tyrell, get on the blower, see if they've printed those bumper stickers yet.
They haven't. I just got off the phone with them. The check you sent bounced.
Sometimes it pays to be broke.
Jesse, it's the Pioneer Press. You're in the debates. I'll call you
Oh, my
back
God.
next. Humphrey won't even do it unless you're there. He's insisting.
There you go. You might be wondering why a front runner would invite a third-party candidate into the debates at all. Skip Humphrey felt that Norm Coleman and I were on the same side of the issues. He figured there is no way I could win, but I might just siphon off a few votes from Coleman. Sure, it's devious, but that's politics. And that's why they're called politicians.
Well, Skip, you really think the body and I share the same voting pool?
I don't know where you got that from, Norm.
Sorry. It's okay. Football practice ran long.
Plays football? Coaches at Roosevelt High.
In case you're wondering, I'm Jesse Ventura, Reform Party candidate.
You tell me from the other guys, because I'm the good dresser.
Norm Coleman.
How you doing?
Skip Humphrey.
Good to meet you. When I was running for mayor, they used to call me the most dangerous man in Brooklyn Park. Now, I want to be called the most dangerous man in Minnesota. Because I'm the only one on this stage that understands a basic precept this country was founded on. The people rule!
Is this going to be a street brawl? And I wore my best suit.
Those guys were a little surprised. They thought because I was an ex-wrestler, I was dumb. They forgot I was a Navy SEAL. There are no dumb Navy SEALs. Because dumb Navy SEAls drown.
Ventura is cool. He wiped out Coleman and Humphrey in the first debate. Check out his website for details.
I'm in here.
Violation, Mom. What are you doing in my room?
I'm getting rid of stuff you've outgrown. I'm giving it to the church. Remember those? I used to play with them for hours.
Yeah, that's definitely a toss.
Look, this one's your dad when he was a wrestler.
Yeah, like 10 years ago when he had that fringe thing going on.
Okay, action.
Meet the Reform Party's new Jesse Ventura action figure. Watch as Jesse beats up on evil Mr. Special Interest Man. I'm not gonna take your money. Oh, you better play party politics as usual, or you'll never get elected. Make Jesse governor, and make him do what's right for Minnesota.
It's great, kids. I got it.
It's a great idea, Terry.
This is really gonna heat up the bod squad.
Bod Squad?
18 to 34-year-olds. The same people who used to come out and watch your father wrestle.
Here you go, buddy.
Thanks. I'll see you in the editing room.
You know, when I was slamming guys, I was building a base. Well, we've had laws against pot since the 1930s. If anything, use is way up. We gotta think about doing something different.
Where do you stand on prostitution?
Right now, it's illegal, and that's not working. I'm for exploring other alternatives. You know, it's like, if you do it in one place, that's okay. If you do it anyplace else, you get busted. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Excuse me, guys, I'm coming through.
Dad!
I never said I was for drugs or prostitution. I said the way we're dealing with it isn't working. That maybe we ought to consider other options. But no, you didn't print that. Now, I'm going back to my breakfast. Boy, you can't say anything without people jumping all over you.
And you're surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. This coffee's cold.
I'll get you another cup.
These eggs are runny.
Hey, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be in politics. Well, politics is hard. It's hard on you, it's hard on me, and it's hard on the kids. So if your coffee is cold and your eggs are runny, that's what the microwave is for. Can you believe what this jerk who's running for governor said?
I think what the jerk meant to say was, he's sorry.
It might not win you any votes, but it does make points with me. Come here.
Do you believe these people? Disturbing you at home like that?
Whoa, wait a minute. You can't go in there. Your dad's shooting a commercial.
Hey, kids.
Okay, come on. You can see him later.
In the beginning, he was simply a perfect physical specimen. But then, he became a man of ideas and vision. Let him put that vision to work for the people of Minnesota. Elect Jesse Ventura, our next governor.
Security breach, sir. Somehow Johnson's had a pizza delivered.
A delivery boy just waltzed in here?
Fancy crust, toppings? Looks that way, sir.
Find him, now!
Where is he? Where's the delivery boy?
It's not delivery! It's DiGiorno!
The Rising Crust Pizza that bakes up fresh like pizzeria pizza. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Here, taste.
Honey, you can't go around dressed like diet. You taste too good.
You're making a darn fool of yourself in that diet can.
Thumbs up.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Somewhere in the universe, the ultimate evil stirs. But 3 legendary heroes have come together and will lead the battle to save the galaxy from the menace of the dark side.
Right after lunch.
Play Defeat the Dark Side. Collect cool Star Wars game medallions and you could win cash prizes, even $1 million. Only at Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut.
I am not an electrician. I am not a decorator. I am not a mover. I'm a home buyer. And I could use some help.
Introducing a new time-saving service exclusively for Coldwell Banker customers. Coldwell Banker Concierge is designed to help home buyers and sellers take care of the details of moving.
I am not a landscaper. I'm not a painter. And I'm going to be okay.
Call your local office and discover what real estate should be.
Hi.
Hey.
You quit smoking.
Did I? He didn't quit. He uses Targon mouthwash.
Your teeth look whiter.
Look how Targon removes tobacco tar from these tiles.
Your breath smells so fresh.
If you smoke, use Targon.
Some of today's most advanced life-saving technologies were initiated here in the Chrysler and Plymouth minivans. The first minivan with an airbag. The first with integrated child seats. The first with dynamic side impact protection. The most minivan safety firsts. Chrysler, we made the minivan what it is today. Now get $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9% APR on any Chrysler minivan.
Dateline Monday. Young single women.
Sometimes he would just breathe into the phone.
Terrorized by eerie calls in the dead of night.
He knew I was home by myself.
When you learn the chilling truth, it may make you question those you trust the very most. An ER mystery. A new Dateline, Monday at 10, 9 Central on NBC.
Next Sunday, an NBC motion picture event.
Thousands of Gulf War veterans. They're sick. Many have already died.
A movie of exceptional power and integrity.
I'm not going to see another doctor.
There is no Desert Storm Syndrome.
Ted Danson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Steven Weber.
Why will no one help?
The Gulf War story. Thanks of a Grateful Nation. NBC Memorial Sunday.
Monday, a special night of television. He made us laugh. Now Todd's friends say goodbye.
Think good thoughts.
A tribute to David Strickland on a special hour of Suddenly Susan. Then it's the final Mad About You. For 7 years, you've shared their lives and their laughter. Be there one last time with Janine Garofalo, Lisa Kudrow, and many more returning stars in an hour full of surprises, an event you can't miss.
I will always love you.
The final Mad About You, NBC Monday.
NBC Wednesday at 9, 8 Central, the 2-hour Law & Order season finale.
They're waging a war.
The most vicious enemies ever.
Somebody was shot and butchered here.
Everyone is marked for death.
Try and kill me.
Jackpot. And it's the final episode with Benjamin Bratt.
I think we hit a nerve.
Great!
Oh, and one last thing.
Bomb in the basement. Everybody out.
It's the worst possible scenario.
The 2-hour season finale of Law & Order, NBC Wednesday at an early time, 9, 8 Central.
First it was Humphrey. Now Coleman's joined him in ducking the debates because Jesse's been wiping them out. Write letters, call their offices, send email. Let's not let him get away with it.
The problems of the Iron Range in northern Minnesota are very complex and require a deep understanding
Excuse me, Skip. I know you come by this honestly, but it is my turn.
No, I have a point to make, Norm, and I'd like to finish
I would just like to
I
add
have a point
that
to make, and I'd like to finish it. And the point is that, to me...
You're not stealing my thunder, Ventura! It's my vortex! Loser! It's my secret! You're a loser! I hate you! I hate you! I hate
Norm! Skip! You guys will never beat me, you losers!
It sure would be great if life was like this.
Mr. Ventura, final thoughts?
There are certain problems government cannot fix and should not try to fix. If I'm elected, I'd like my legacy to be that people did not know the government was there.
Minnesotans, if you really want the things that Jesse Ventura is talking about, vote for me. Because the plain fact is, a vote for Ventura is a wasted vote.
Norm Coleman had a point. If you don't think a guy can win, why vote for him? We had to convince the voters a third-party candidate could win. But how? This is Reform Party candidate Jesse Ventura. The reason there's no picture on your screen is because we have no money. There was another third-party candidate who did not have money either. He was 6'4".
Oh, this is just silly.
His name was Abe Lincoln. And if it wasn't for those third-party votes, well, there's no money to finish,
Cool.
but you get the idea.
Cool?
Some interesting news out of the state of Minnesota. With only 3 days to go before the election, the latest polls indicate ex-wrestler Jesse the Body Ventura is closing the gap on his two opponents, Skip Humphrey and Norm Coleman.
Well, the Bod Squad was growing, but we were still 8 points behind. The question was, how could we close that gap? Dean had an idea. It was a long shot, but so was I.
Hey, Dino. It's a great game, man. You should have been there.
Even though we lost.
You got any food? Right on the table there.
Listen, can you do a 72-hour RV victory tour hitting as many cities and towns as you can until you drop?
Sure, why not?
Great, this is what I had in mind.
Ventura for Governor webpage, big news. Jesse's going on a 72-hour victory tour. Check this website to see when and where he may be coming to your hometown.
I'm Reform Party candidate Jesse Ventura. This is what I stand for. I believe in being honest with the people of Minnesota. I won't make any promises I can't deliver, but I will deliver every promise I make.
Hello, Hanover. Jesse will be outside the Wonder Bowl at 2 p.m. this Saturday. Catch him between frames.
I believe the $4 billion tax surplus that's being held hostage in our state capitol should be returned to the hard-working people who paid it in! Jesse! Jesse! Jesse!
East Bethel, you drive a Harley, bring your butt down to Caddy's at 5 p.m. to meet the one, the only, the Body, Jesse Ventura.
I believe that Helmut law sucks! It's a violation of our freedom! You wear one or not, it's our choice! And I believe that without my wife of 23 years, I would not be the man I am today.
Flash, Gustavus Adolphus College, 10 a.m. The Body Speaks. Hope you'll be there to listen. And remember, in Minnesota, you can register the same day of the election.
The next governor of the state of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura!
I believe that Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones are two of the greatest rock bands ever! You guys are tired of politics.
politics as usual. You elect me, and together we'll make Minnesota the best place in the world to live!
See, Ventura, I'm the one who brought the NFL back to Minnesota.
What's wrong?
Who said anything's wrong?
I can hear you dreaming.
What if we don't win?
You want to fool around?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, this is kind of different. Wrestling, you know who's going to win before it even starts.
I know.
How's this for an upset? With 15% of the precincts in, GNN has projected that Reform Party candidate Jesse the Body Ventura has beaten Democratic candidate Skip Humphrey and Republican Norm Coleman and is the new governor of Minnesota.
Jesse, you're the governor.
And you're the first lady.
Baby, I love you.
Jesse, they're going crazy. Come on, you gotta make your acceptance speech.
This is what you wanted, isn't it?
I just wish my dad was here to see it.
The American dream still rocks! It's like you're a kid from nowhere. Muhammad Ali beat the heavyweight champion Sonny Liston. He shocked the world. I'm standing here because you made me the new governor of Minnesota. We did the impossible. We shocked the world.
Just make sure you do it right. I'll give it my best shot, Dad.
I can promise you this. It's not going to be boring. And that's how we got here.
I need a good bargain, so the last thing I'm going to pay for is a checking account.
Come in today and open your free checking account.
For my money, it's commerce.
It's easy to win $1,000. Watch NBC 41 tonight at 10.
We're all looking for stories with happy endings.
like Brandon and Lori, Catherine, women that have run their own race against breast cancer. Now they're running with thousands of others in Race for the Cure events to raise awareness and money for breast cancer education and research. That's why Ford Division supports Race for the Cure. Because of all the racing we do, this is one race that has to be won.
We're observing a cookout catastrophe.
I'm going in. For a complete meal on the grill, try Reynolds Hot Bags. Just place everything in the foil bag. It seals in the flavor. Cleanup's easy too. Reynolds Hot Bags, making good food better.
She's sending out her wedding invitations with her personal 800 number, because now all her calls are just a dime every time. You too can live happily ever after. Call Sprint at 1-800-PIN-DROP now.
How do you get healthy hair like this? Hair with this sheen and body? Treat your dark pedigree with Champion Skin and Coat System in every can and bag.
Pedigree, developed with vets, recommended by top breeders.
Today, we're going to discuss
Molars!
Tooth care has never been this exciting. Until now, new Trident Advantage, clinically proven to help whiten teeth and reduce unsightly plaque. New Trident Advantage.
Hey, everyone's talking about chicken. Chicken's a popular word. But anywhere you go, you're bound to find a chicken ain't nothing but a bird.
Craving our tender, mouth-watering chicken sandwich? At just 99 cents for a short time, there ain't nothing like it. Burger King. When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Get ready for a must-see Third Rock Tuesday on NBC.
It's the season finale of Third Rock from the Sun, starring William Shatner. That's fun! The alien baby is on its way. What will it look like NBC Tuesday? It's the season finale of Third Rock from the Sun, starring William Shatner. Set your phasers on stud!
The Third Rock season finale, NBC Tuesday. This week on The Tonight Show, Jay welcomes scheduled guests Hugh Grant, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Governor Jesse Ventura, Law & Order's Angie Harmon, Cuba Gooding Jr., plus the music of Ricky Martin. Your local news is next.
Tragedy strikes in the Kemper Arena as a WWF wrestler is killed at a pay-per-view event in Kansas City. We will have the latest.
Kauffman Stadium is Casey's latest hotspot as Royals fans pour into the stands. All the highlights and a surprising headline coming up.
And a boating accident claims the life of a Kansas City man tonight. The latest on the investigation and tips that can keep you alive. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cynthia Gunn.
And I'm Sally Moore. Wrestling fans around the country are in shock tonight as wrestler Owen Hart is killed.
NBC 41 News reporter John Bacala is live now at Kemper Arena. John, what's the latest?
Well, Sally, Cynthia, it has been a kind of a chaotic scene here, as you might imagine. WWF officials did come in just a few moments ago. Vince McMahon came in and spoke and gave his condolences to Owen Hart and his family and said that the investigation would be ongoing. Now, we have been told by several people who were watching the event tonight, almost 17,000 at Kemper Arena, who said that Hart was apparently entering the ring. He was in the rafters above Kemper Arena. He was coming down on a cable when that cable apparently snapped. He fell about 50 feet. He hit his head on the turnbuckle and then on the ring itself. And wrestling was stopped for about 15 minutes. We did get a chance to talk to several wrestling fans who walked out about 15 minutes ago when the show ended, and here's what they had to say.
It looked like he really got hurt, to be honest with you, at the broken neck or something. He fell. I didn't see where he fell, but I know he fell and hit the corner post. It looked like he got pretty messed up to me.
It looked like he fell from the top rafters and, and kind of landed over the back of his neck. So I guess that's basically what happened.
Did it look like he got hurt real bad when you saw him?
Yeah, it really did. It looked like he had a pretty bad fall.
He hit the turnbuckle with his head.
Did you see him up in the rafters?
Yeah, it was like a rope broke or something.
Did it look like he got hurt really bad when he hit?
Oh yeah, you could tell. My aunt, she wrestles, and she said that she thought he was dead when he hit.
Now, in addition to the 17,000 people here at Kemper Arena, this was also on pay-per-view, a huge event across the country. We have been told that that was not seen on the pay-per-view event, so no one saw the fall that Owen Hart went through. Now, we're also told that police investigators were on the scene as soon as that happened. They began their investigation, and they have started once again now that wrestling has concluded. The show ended about a half hour ago, and police homicide detectives expect to be here a while to see what they can find out. And again, WWF officials want some answers, too. They say their investigation is ongoing as well. Sally, Cynthia?
All right, John, our confirmation of Mr. Hart's death is coming from outside sources, but you almost get the sense that everyone just can't believe this is true. Cynthia and I fielded calls from across the country tonight, people calling saying, is this just a big stunt?
Well, you know what? A lot of people might think that because of
Pull over. Finally, after all these years, Fruit says we get this film developed, we're gonna be rich. In 1 hour, we're gonna be celebrities. We're gonna be...
Just one more, Grandpa.
Okay, sugar. Smile.
Hon, the Weekly World News is going to be here in 10 minutes.
Polaroid. See what develops.
Excuse me, we got him holding a giant yam. Y'all mind?
Want to make painting easier? Change your roller to a Wagner cordless power roller. There's less mess, less hassle, and less bending over because you control the flow of paint. So you can just keep on rolling. In fact, with the power roller and its accessories, you'll get professional results nearly twice as fast. It even turns cleanup into an easy job. So get a cordless power roller from Wagner and transform every room in your house.
The world can be a pretty tough place. Now there's one exciting car designed to take it. Grand Am. With solid form design. It's the most solid Grand Am ever built. Grand Am. Excitement well built by Pontiac.
While the rest of the world lives in the present, you have ventured into the mysterious past. Dynametion's Dragons. Discover the secrets behind the myths and the power of the legends. A smoke-breathing dragon welcomes you to a world of ancient folklore. The Gargoyle Tower, Parade, and Cave Dragons will capture your imagination. Dragons of the Myths. Observe and be amazed. Now showing through May 10th. Bannister Mall.
Hen House Markets and Bluebell Ice Cream presents Kansas City's Americana Weekend, May 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Wyandotte County Fairgrounds in Kansas City, Kansas. The Santa Fe Trails Bluegrass Festival features 3 days of music by today's hottest bluegrass artists like Ricky Skaggs and Del McCurry. The Blue Devil Barbecue Cook-Off, Wind Wizards Prairie Winds Kite Festival, Sutherland Americana Fiddle Competition, children's activities, and more. Tickets available at area Hen House Markets. Present your rewards card and get a discount. The Santa Fe Trails Bluegrass Festival, part of Kansas City's Americana Weekend.
Now back to Famous Families, the Clooneys and the Bonos on Fox Family Channel.
In March of 1969, after suffering 2 tragic miscarriages, Cher gave birth to their only child, a 7-pound, 10.5-ounce daughter. They named her Chastity, after the movie during which she had been conceived. Chastity's arrival was greeted with joy by her doting parents and grandparents.
It was very thrilling, you know, when there's a new little one in the family. It was so exciting, and Cher was really excited about having her own baby. It was fun.
I know Sonny was very delighted to have another child. He really was. He was ready for it.
He adored Chas, and his eyes would just light up when she would walk through the door.
2 years after Chastity's arrival, Sonny and Cher's career shifted into high gear when a CBS executive impressed with the couple's chemistry signed them to host a series of hour-long comedy variety shows.
Sonny and Cher became a major influence in television because they created a whole new genre of variety shows. Sonny created the whole banter between Sonny and Cher. Sonny allowed himself to be the buffoon. After that, many shows began copying that format. You had Tony Orlando and Don doing the same thing, and Donnie and Marie, carbon copy of the same show.
The show became a monster hit, and the public fell in love with the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour.
We did. We all watched it. We watched every episode.
You know, I always used to watch this show. I love Sonny. It kept you tied to the TV. And it was fun. It was a good show.
It was during this time that Cher began her collaboration with fashion designer Bob Mackie, who made the daring navel exposing gowns that would become Cher's trademark.
It was all about the gowns, wasn't it, really? It was all about, you know, hello.
But I was so taken with the fur vest and her striped bell-bottoms that she had on, and they were so low cut. I thought they were the most wonderful outfits I'd ever seen in my life.
Cher's outfits even spawned a successful Cher doll.
There was grow hair Cher, and there was a Cher head that you could design the hair on, and mostly the Bob Mackie fashions really made the Cher doll, really set the stage for this whole new line of merchandising.
The playful onstage chatter Sonny had created to put Cher at ease had evolved into the witty, stylish TV show all of America loved.
The characters that they had between themselves, the chemistry that they were a great team. They really were a great team.
They also shared marriage with America, you know, the ups and downs of marriage, you know, joking around with each other, you know, they were just really real with each other, even on camera.
And they kind of played their life out in front of us, you know, all their good times, their bad times, bringing chastity on stage, you know, and they kind of grew up and separated in front of us, and I think we still love them anyway.
But despite a magical relationship on television, behind the scenes, their marriage was disintegrating.
They had a very kind of old-fashioned relationship, whereas on stage, Cher, you know, was kind of the boss and made fun of Sonny. And in real life, he masterminded the whole thing. He was in charge.
One of the main differences of them, you know, as they got more popular, more famous, was that they were less accessible and had to work harder.
Because you are together 24 hours a day, and that's got to be very grueling. I mean, we would watch them on the set, and one would be done after the first take, and another one would have to sit there for 10 takes, and it had to be very hard on the relationship.
The problem with Sonny and Cher being always Sonny and Cher, in quotes, is it took away a lot from their personal lives, and it took such a huge toll on Cher as a person that to her, when it was over, it was over.
In November of 1972, Cher left Sonny at the Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas and flew to San Francisco.
She just couldn't take it anymore, and she walked out, and it left Sonny a little devastated because he was so focused on making the act work that he forgot there was a relationship there.
Keeping up the pretense of a happy marriage for their fans, Sonny and Cher reunited to present an Oscar at the 1973 Academy Awards. In February of 1974, Sonny filed for divorce.
It was very difficult when Sonny and Cher had their divorce, of course for them, and of course for chastity, and for America.
Sonny and Cher for us was a huge part of our life. It was a large part of our identity as kids and as part of the family. It was really devastating.
I have a picture in my scrapbook of Sonny and Cher standing on the courthouse steps, arm in arm, smiling after the divorce was decreed, because it would never last that long. I mean, there was always that bond.
Both Sonny and Cher attempted to host their own shows, but both solo efforts were quickly canceled.
There was something about the combination of Sonny plus Cher that equaled success. When you took one away from the other, it was like taking the crutch away. It was just taking away half of the equation. It just couldn't work.
On June 30th, 1975, just 3 days after her divorce from Sonny became final, Cher and rock musician Greg Allman were married in Las Vegas.
Greg Allman, when he's sober, is the quintessential Southern gentleman. He's bright, he's soft-spoken, he's sensitive, but he has drug addiction and alcoholism, or he did at the time, and it made it very difficult. Cher didn't use drugs. Cher didn't come from there. Cher had to be told by our friend what he was doing, and it was a rough awakening.
Just days after marrying Greg, Cher filed for divorce.
The first separation was well publicized. They were married, and I think 10 days later she filed for divorce. Cher was pretty much, when she left Sonny at 26, like the 16-year-old girl that had met Sonny, emotionally. She was naive like a 16-year-old would be and had to go through, you know, a crash course in growing up.
Cher and Allman reconciled, and in 1976, Cher gave birth to their son, Elijah Blue.
My mother just gave me a curse that seems to work better than reconciliation. She said, I hope you have children exactly like you. And so I did get one child exactly like me. My daughter is a dream, and my son is exactly the way I was.
Elijah's cut out the same mold as his mother. Elijah, I think his biggest fear is being mainstream. He's like Cher. He's just extremely innovative and creative, and he's single-minded about it.
Elijah is innately intelligent, doesn't have a care in the world, just kind of goes along and, you know, girls and fun and whatever, that kind of thing. Very charming, very charming.
Although they tried to make a go of their marriage, Greg's drug and alcohol problems were too great for Cher to overcome. They were officially divorced in 1977.
When you're sober and when you don't use drugs and you're with somebody that does, and they don't choose to stop, you can no longer live with them.
During this time, Sonny found that creating a solo career was no easy task. The act he created with Cher, in which he most often played the fool, had been too convincing. No one took his immense talent seriously anymore.
He allowed himself to be put down, and very brilliantly so well that people thought he was really that guy. And when Cher was gone, it was over. He had nothing left. He lost the medium that he was using to create the stardom.
I was lost. I had thought that Sonny and Cher would be forever, and I never had any other picture in my mind. It never even dawned on me that that just wouldn't be. So when we split up, it was such a surprise to me that it put me into shock.
In 1976, both Sonny and Cher were having trouble establishing successful solo television careers. Looking for success, they reconciled their professional relationship and teamed up again with the Sonny and Cher show. Unfortunately, the magic was gone, and the show lasted just 2 lackluster seasons.
Well, once they got back together after they were divorced, the show went from being funny to just surreal. They re-debuted their show with Cher visibly pregnant with Greg Allman's child. These people are divorced, and everyone knows these people don't get along, so how can she come out and tell short jokes and mean jokes and Sonny, you're so stupid, and he complain about her nose? It was too real. It was horrible.
Sonny and Cher realized that their tried and true formula for success was no longer working. They both remained devoted to their young daughter and shared joint custody of Chastity. Sonny and Cher knew it was time to separate both personally and professionally. In the years ahead, each would struggle to create an independent life. Coming up next, Sonny begins to stir things up.
Showbiz, you have to wait for the phone to ring, and that gets really old.
And Cher strikes Oscar gold when Famous Families returns.
Pasta is my passion. For me, there is only one pasta, Barilla. It's always perfect.
Giovanni, la pasta!
Calm down. It's Barilla. Barilla is always al dente and remains al dente. Barilla, Italian for pasta made perfect.
Used to be. If I want something done right, I called me. It worked. Until I tried to quit smoking. I needed more than me. I got Nicorette. Nicorette helped me 2 ways. I used it on a regular schedule to help prevent my cravings, and for unexpected cravings, I was ready with an extra piece. I used to be a slave to cigarettes. Nicorette helped me hang on, helped me win. Now that I'm nicotine-free, I gotta tell you, it feels good to win.
Now Nicorette is available in mint. What a refreshing choice. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
That's a very ugly dandelion. If you're going to find a dandelion anywhere around here, it's going to be in the neighbor's yard, not mine. I can't stand weeds in my yard of any sort. I use the Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. It's going to give you a strong root system like this to not allow any weeds to grow up in between it. The lawn is very thick and luxurious, and it's a lot of fun to just run around barefoot. I use Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2 to keep my lawn looking beautiful, and it really works. It's too bad my neighbor didn't. I beat the dandelions.
It's acid. It burns. It travels up.
Like a fire in my chest.
A terrible taste in my throat.
If heartburn has you by the throat, you may have the toughest heartburn. Acid reflux. For this, doctors recommend Gaviscon. Only regular Gaviscon forms a soothing, protective barrier to help keep stomach acid down, where it belongs. Mylanta can't, Pepcid AC can't. Only Gaviscon can.
Better.
Relief.
Sleep.
When heartburn has you by the throat, get Gaviscon.
Start looking forward to the drive home. Stop commuting. Start driving. Introducing Alero. Alero by Oldsmobile. Start something.
It takes a lot more than the old Presto Changeo to do magic like this. Watch closely. The world's greatest magic. Tomorrow night at 7, 6 Central on Fox Family Channel.
Tomorrow on Famous Families Week, take a revealing look inside the lives of the Cassidys and the Osmonds. Famous Families Week, tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox Family Channel.
Now back to Famous Families, the Clooney's and the Bonos on Fox Family Channel.
By 1981, Sonny Bono's once hot entertainment career had cooled. No longer tied to Hollywood, Sonny relocated to the more idyllic Palm Springs.
Palm Springs is still a community, so you know everybody. I really like that community life.
It was during this time a friend set Sonny up on a fateful blind date. Sonny was immediately smitten with a beautiful young model, Susie Coelho.
I remember Jay said Sonny Bono's going to join us for dinner, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. You know, I used to watch the Sonny and Cher show. I kind of thought it was going to be, you know, just a really fun treat. We just sort of hit it off.
At first, Susie's mother didn't approve of Sonny.
And she was really nervous that now I was going to be going out with somebody who was almost 20 years older, and I was barely 20. So it was, you know, it was definitely something to be concerned about.
Following the cancellation of the Sonny and Cher show, Sonny's career went into a nosedive.
So then he decided to take his own solo act on the road, and that's when I met him. And it was very sad because nobody wanted to come and see Sonny without Cher. So there would be audiences of 25 people, 10 people, and I would just sit in the audience just with tears rolling down my eyes because it was such a sad sight.
Susie also found it hard to shake the shadow of Sonny and Cher.
The paparazzi was following us everywhere we went, and I was sort of the home wrecker, and I was the third person. This was sort of all part of the inauguration of being part of the Sonny and Cher life, because when you were with Sonny, you weren't just with Sonny. And that's just the way it was.
In December of 1981, Susie Coelho became Sonny's third wife.
Susie is a doll. She's a total doll. We liked her a lot. She kind of brought the family back, you know, into the right kilter again.
After marrying Susie, Sonny chose a career outside of show business and became a restaurateur. Bono's restaurant opened in Hollywood in 1983.
So he decided, I'm going to open up a restaurant. I make good steak Bono, people will come. And so there we ended up with Bono's. I managed the restaurant for a while. You know, he was the chef for a while. We'd greet the guests together. We had a big opening, and we had this hugely successful restaurant.
No, I haven't given up show business. I like doing this because it keeps me extremely busy. I can work 24 hours a day if I want. And showbiz, you have to wait for the phone to ring, and that gets really old, you know. I love it. I'll still do it, but now I don't have to just do that.
Even during his marriage to Susie, Sonny kept a constant, if sometimes strained, relationship with Cher.
Sonny would get on the phone and talk to Cher. But he'd get off the phone and there'd be a cloud. And I knew this was very tough on him. The relationship was strange, and he even had a hard time understanding it.
The strains in her marriage to Sonny finally proved too much for Susie.
I think I had grown up. I wanted it to be my life. I didn't want it to be Sonny's life. And I didn't want it to be Sonny and Cher's life. So it was very hard for me to gain that independence.
Ironically, it was at the restaurant Sonny had started with Susie that he would meet Mary Whitaker. Sonny and Mary were wed in Palm Springs in February of 1986, and this time Sonny was convinced it would last.
It's a real marriage. It's probably the first real marriage I've ever had. We're both really aware that it's something you have to work at and keep the thing that you had during the honeymoon period going all the time.
While Sonny was finding happiness with Mary, Cher was returning to her first passion, acting.
She was not just the creation of Sonny. She needed time to find herself, really, and she proved that there was a lot of talent there, especially with acting.
Wanting to be taken seriously as a dramatic actress, Cher began auditioning for parts in films and plays. She was cast in a lead role in Robert Altman's Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean.
She wanted to read from Mike Nicholas, and he wouldn't let her. He said, "No, Cher, you're a musical comedy, television, so and so." He saw her on Broadway in Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, and went backstage and he said, "You're right, you are a really good actress." He said, "How would you like to do a movie with Meryl Streep?" She said, "I'd love it." And that's how Silkwood came about.
Cher was cast as Meryl Streep's lesbian friend in Mike Nichols' film Silkwood, and her film career took off.
I love you too. I love you too. I don't mean I love you too.
No, that's not what you mean. That's what I mean.
Hollywood insiders scoffed at the notion of Cher in such a serious role, but when the film was released, Cher earned an Academy Award nomination for her work.
I love her voice, but I love her acting. I just love her acting. I think she does such a brilliant job. I know I'm a mother, but I'm very critical, and I sit there and I look and I think, God, she did it perfect. She did everything perfect, I mean, I think her performances are just superb. I really do. She doesn't think so, but I do.
Cher was further honored with a Best Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival for her role opposite Eric Stoltz in Mask. Then, Cher was offered the part of a lifetime, the leading role in Moonstruck.
I've seen Moonstruck 14 or 15 times. If I get depressed or something, I just put that on and it just lifts me right up.
Already a much honored and respected actress, Cher won a Best Actress Oscar for her role in Moonstruck.
There is no one else I can think of off the top of my head that was performing in the 60s as a rock star who is now as famous and has won an Oscar for a performance, who has so much talent bottled up inside of one body. It's wonderful.
Cher was now in such great demand as an actress that she had little time for anything else.
It was the last movie I had done of 3 movies back to back to back with literally like a day in between. We couldn't move Moonstruck, and so Moonstruck had to go in between Suspect or not be done, and I didn't really want to let everyone down, so we just went ahead and did it, and then I flew right from Moonstruck to Suspect.
But in addition to her busy film career, Cher was still maintaining a hectic schedule of sold-out concerts and club appearances. She also continued to record and to tour internationally. Exhausted from her frantic work pace, Cher decided to take some much-needed time off. In 1990, Cher withdrew from the spotlight for nearly 6 years.
I'm pretty happy with things that most people would think are boring. My life is so glamorous that I just as soon sit home and read or watch CNN or Beat or, go to the movies. I like those kind of things.
Just as Cher was retreating from the public eye, Sonny was returning. But this time, Sonny Bono had his eye on a new career, in politics. When we return, Palm Springs gets a hip new leader.
So that ruffled my feathers, so I went, oh yeah, okay, I'll run for mayor.
And the country loses an American pop icon.
And for me, that person is Sonny Bono.
Next on Famous Families.
This is the one. I was so psyched it came out. My brothers dared me to do it. They didn't think I could keep up.
Kodak Max.
Now, I've got proof.
Film that captures action and takes great pictures in almost any light. Low light, sunlight, action, or still.
So, when's the hard part?
Kodak Max. It's all you need to know about film.
What if a soft contact lens solution did more than just clean and disinfect? What if it did everything your doctor recommends for daily lens care, all steps in just one bottle? Renew MultiPlus from Bausch & Lomb, a single solution that cleans, disinfects, and also removes protein, so you'll never have to use a separate enzyme cleaner again. Make your lenses feel like a fresh new pair every day with Renew MultiPlus from Bausch & Lomb, the only solution you need.
Some nations are born. This one was built. Built by heroes who for 97 years have driven trucks with the strength to match their own. The GMC Yukon continues this tradition. An SUV that combines comfort with the power to do more than expected. So to the heroes out there, we make this promise. You keep building this land, we'll supply the trucks. The Yukon by GMC.
Imagine this is Florida, and that's Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, Universal Studios, Epcot Center, and this is Kissimmee St. Cloud, offering the closest and most affordable accommodations in the middle of Central Florida's best attractions. Call 1-800-362-KISS, and we'll send you a free vacation guide with information on affordable hotels and campgrounds. If you can stay here, why stay anywhere else? Kissimmee St. Cloud, location is our biggest attraction.
Want to make painting easier? Change your roller to a Wagner cordless power roller. There's less mess, less hassle, and less bending over because you control the flow of paint. So you can just keep on rolling. In fact, with the power roller and its accessories, you'll get professional results nearly twice as fast. It even turns cleanup into an easy job. So get a cordless power roller from Wagner and transform every room in your house.
He always had to win.
Don't ever call me that again! What, Pee-wee boy? No, loser!
Michael Jordan, an American hero. Saturday night at 8, 7 Central. Tomorrow on Famous Families Week, take a revealing look inside the lives of the Cassidys and the Osmonds. Famous Families Week, tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox Family Channel.
Now back to Famous Families, the Clooney's and the Bonos on Fox Family Channel.
While Cher had been busy in the international spotlight, Sonny Bono and his wife Mary were leading a quiet, peaceful life in Palm Springs. When Sonny ran into red tape with the local city council over a sign for his restaurant, he decided to enter local politics. A conservative all his life, Sonny had always been politically minded and active in social causes, such as his lifelong crusade against drug abuse.
If you become a pothead, you risk blowing the most important time of your life, your teenage. That unrepeatable time for you to grow up and make something meaningful out of life.
Sonny's frustration with the city council made him take action.
You're not my mother or dad. I'm talking, so be quiet. They gave me a hard time, so that ruffled my feathers. So I went, oh yeah, okay, I'll run for mayor.
Ironically, it was on the eve of Sonny's election that Cher won her Oscar for Moonstruck.
Then I thought, oh my God, if she wins this thing and I lose the election, do you know that no one will get off that for about 10 more years?
Sonny Bono did win the election, and Sonny the politician was born.
I could see he was kind of grappling for a new career, and the political arena seemed to provide that for him.
This is absolutely the hardest I've ever worked in my life, but I don't have the insanity attached to the ambition.
Soon after becoming mayor, Sonny and Mary's first child, son Cesare Ilan, was born. 3 years later, their daughter Chiana would join the family.
My priorities have changed so much. My family comes first. I could handle losing everything, but I couldn't handle losing my family.
Meanwhile, Sonny's older daughter, Chastity, was going through a difficult time. Chastity, who had tried her hand at recording with little success, was outed by the tabloid magazine, The Star.
That hurt a lot. I mean, I knew she was gay a long, long time before. It was very painful because she wasn't ready, you know.
When the tabloid story appeared, Sonny was extremely supportive.
Now, Sonny, from what we all understand, since he was told first, accepted it rather quickly. And he told Cher.
Cher had more difficulty accepting the situation.
She said, I thought Chas was going to, grow up and get married and get divorced and live happily ever after like everybody else, So of course I had the very un-Cher-like reaction to Chas's coming out. Like, oh my God, what did I do? I wasn't a good mother. We didn't bake cookies. I thought it must be something that I did.
And then when she understood and embraced chastity's lifestyle, I mean, that was a coup. That's what people long for with their families, is total unconditional acceptance.
I thought it must be something that I did, but it wasn't anything I did. It was just something that I did. It was something great that I did, that I helped her.
Despite Sonny's initial support of her lifestyle, Chastity found herself at odds with her father's conservative political views, and their relationship became strained.
I don't know exactly how he became a Republican, but I think that he had traditional values and beliefs.
The conservatism comes from the fact that he was a businessman. I mean, he always has been a businessman, and that's not to say that a businessman and an artist are completely contrary. One has to be both, because then you can have artistic creativity.
He was far less Republican than anybody I know at one point, except for Cher. I mean, Cher would never be a Republican.
In 1994, Sonny was elected to the United States Congress as a representative of the 44th District in California.
From pop star to restaurant owner to completely shifting around his musical style to become a Vegas, performer, and having a TV show, to being a congressman. I mean, it's 5 careers, and that for me was remarkable.
While Sonny was gaining the respect of his Republican colleagues in Congress, Cher made a return to film in 1996 with her directorial debut on HBO's critically acclaimed If These Walls Could Talk. Her career was regaining momentum, and the future was looking bright for both Sonny and Cher. Then, on the morning of January 5th, 1998, the Bono family received tragic news.
My mother called me. It was about 5:30 in the morning, and I knew that something was terribly wrong. She said, Sonny's dead. He was killed in a skiing accident.
Please excuse my papers, but I've been writing this stupid eulogy for the last 48 hours, and of course I know that this would make Sonny really happy. This is probably the most important thing I've ever done in my life. Sonny was like the father that Cher never had. He was her friend, he was her mentor, and he was her husband, So he was many things to her, and I don't think she realized the tremendous depth of her feeling. I wanted to tell Mary and Chezzy and Gianna how proud I am of what he made himself after we were separated and his accomplishments. And I know that a person just doesn't decide to become a congressman in the middle of their life and then be one, but it's so typically Sonny to do something so crazy like that. And we're not used to seeing her break down like that, because she doesn't. That's why it was, it was just so amazing to see that amount and the depth of that emotion. The last thing I want to say is, when I was young, there was this section in the Reader's Digest, and it was called The Most Unforgettable Character I've Ever Met. And for me, that person is Sonny Bono. And no matter how long I live or who I meet in my life, that person will always be Son for me. Thank you.
It was a tragedy that touched the nation. Cher had given the eulogy at Mary Bono's request. Though heartbroken, Mary found the grace to manage her private grief in the public eye.
She handled herself with such dignity and caring and made everybody feel welcome, but, you know, walked that line between, you know, the grief she was feeling and taking care of her children and being, you know, his representative to the people. I mean, there were congressmen there, and then all these hip and groovy Hollywood people, you know. That was Sonny. Those were all his people.
Although Sonny Bono has died, the image of Sonny and Cher will forever hold a place in our memories. In spite of Sonny's untimely demise, the beat goes on. When we return, Mrs. Bono goes to Washington.
My children are extremely proud of me. They're proud that I'm a congresswoman. They're also just proud I'm their mom.
And Cher returns to Hollywood.
Chastity, are you sufficiently proud of me now?
Next on Famous Families.
There are times when hugs can be dished out by the pound. The original, deliciously moist, all butter pound cake. Sara Lee. Add some delicious to your life.
Lindsay never cleans her shower, yet it's always clean with new formula Tilex Fresh Shower. Look at the difference. Soap scum builds up if you don't use Tilex Fresh Shower. Try Tilex Fresh Shower brand. The difference is clear.
Get the steak wrap sauce! It's gotta be the puppy chow.
We reformulated new Purina Puppy Chow to help provide the building blocks growing puppies need for a long, strong, and exceptional life. Purina Puppy Chow brand.
It's a tough world. Now there's one exciting car, actually designed to take it. The Pontiac Grand Am. With its solid form design, it's the most solid Grand Am ever built. Grand Am, excitement, well built by Pontiac.
To most people, gardening's a hobby, but to the professional grower, it's a serious business.
You can't be in this business and not love flowers. You know, we grow over 500 million flowers a year. We want big flowers. Color is what it's all about, and that's why we use Miracle-Gro. It's got the right balance, nutrition. You know, gardeners are always afraid that they're going to take this plant home and kill it. You know, growing plants is really easy. A dose of Miracle-Gro every so often, and I guarantee you, you're going to have nothing but great results.
Make it the start of the show, okay? A Bug's Life is available at Walmart April 20th. You gotta get the video because it's funny.
But I am flying! And from way up here, you all look like little ants!
Boys will like this movie because it has more action. Where's my food? I do have a favorite scene. For a Bug's Life at an everyday low price, this is the place.
These are great. I can't believe they actually came out.
Yeah, they could have been a real disaster.
Our honeymoon.
It rained.
It was romantic.
It rained.
It was exotic.
It rained. Come on.
With Kodak Max, you'll never miss a moment. It's the film that captures action in rain or shine.
We had some sun.
Yeah, the day we left.
Sunlight, low light, action, or still. Kodak Max. It's all you need to know about film.
Tomorrow on Famous Families Week, take a revealing look inside the lives of the Cassidys and the Osmonds. Famous Families Week, tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox Family Channel.
Famous Families, brought to you in part by McDonald's, continues.
In the time since Sonny Bono's death, his many relatives have grown closer together. Cher and Mary were among the many family members present when in 1998, Sonny and Cher received a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. More than 30 years after their first burst onto the pop music scene, Sonny and Cher are still a much beloved part of our cultural history.
The icon of Sonny and Cher reminds us of that freedom of youth. It's just the two of us against the world. And that's not a bad way of thinking.
At recent casting calls for a television movie about their lives, thousands of Sonny and Cher wannabes showed up, each hoping to portray their idols.
I've watched Cher since I was 5 years old with my saltines and my Kool-Aid in front of the little black and white TV watching Cher. was awesome.
And I think Sonny was really an underappreciated human being, and I'm really hopeful that this story is going to, show the whole picture.
Although Sonny is gone, life goes on for Cher, Mary, Chastity, and the rest of Sonny's extended family. Cher continues her singing and acting careers. In 1998, she released her chart-topping album, Believe, and published her autobiographical book, The First Time, cataloging all her first-time experiences. Cher was also honored by the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation for her public support of gay rights.
Chastity, are you sufficiently proud of me now?
Chastity continues her work for gay and lesbian issues and has written a book including her personal experiences intended to help gay and lesbian children and their families achieve more understanding.
Her book, Family Outing, will probably save more lives, more kids, young kids who are trying to deal with being different.
Cher's son, Elijah Blue, continues his parents' musical legacy with his band, Deadsy.
I love Elijah. I love Elijah. The most unusual little boy, got his own band now, and keeps saying he's going on tour, and I dread it, but he says he's going to.
Sonny's niece, Carol, is also pursuing her own musical career as a singer-songwriter.
And every time he'd send me out the door and say, okay, go back home and keep working. So that was the advice he gave me, and it was good advice.
Sonny's eldest daughter, Christy Bono, carries on Sonny's tradition of good Italian food at her Long Beach restaurant.
The kids are all real close. Chas is close with Mary Bono's kids, very close, in fact. And Christy, it's like a family. I don't know how to tell you. It's just all like one. We're all hooked in. We're all spokes to the wheel.
Sonny's third wife, Susie Coelho, hosts her own show, The Surprise Gardener, for the Home and Garden Channel. Mary Bono carried on Sonny's political legacy by running for his congressional seat. On April 7, 1998, Mary was elected to Congress with 64% of the vote.
My children are extremely proud of me. They're proud that I'm a congresswoman. They're also just proud I'm their mom.
She has since served on the House Judiciary Committee in the impeachment of President Bill Clinton. Cher's mother, Georgia, lives in Palm Desert and is currently working on her memoirs.
I'm a very deeply spiritual person, and I think that we're all connected. I think we're all connected. I don't know, it's when you're in a family, it's like you stand together.
Individually, Sonny and Cher have influenced everything in our culture, from music to fashion to politics. But it's the magic they created together we will always remember.
A boy that used to deliver meat and a girl that just went to the 10th grade in school could become world famous stars, just through perseverance and will and wanting it.
They were part of our family. They were an extended part of our family, and it just happened that they were stars, They were who they were.
Since Sonny's death, the extended Bono family has grown closer together, and although they will continue to feel the loss of Sonny, his memory will always live on in their hearts.
Oh, Sonny, where have you gone? One day you were fine, the next day angels carried you off. I hadn't seen you for such a long time, and when the phone rang, I didn't know the news on the other line. Oh, Sonny, you're gone, but your beat goes on. Sonny's gone, but the beat goes on.
I remember watching Sonny and Cher when I was growing up. Even though Cher made fun of Sonny, she did it in such a loving way that I couldn't help but laugh. They always seemed to be having so much fun. What I recognized even back then was that underneath all the wisecracks and the wild clothes, behind all the music and funny skits, these were two people who loved each other very, very much. And for all of us who watched them on TV every week, they're forever together in our hearts as Sonny and Cher.
Tomorrow night on Famous Families Week, the Cassidys and the Osmonds. first, we'll get happy with the Cassidys. Sean, David, and Shirley Jones. Then, grow up with the Osmonds.
With the Osmond Brothers Quartet.
On Famous Families Week, tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on Fox Family Channel.
A Fox Family original movie.
We don't give up in this family life.
Who would have thought this kid from North Carolina would fly so high? Ernie Hudson, Debbie Allen, Robin Gibbons, and introducing Michael Jace as Michael Jordan, an American Hero. A Fox Family original movie, Saturday night at 8, 7 Central.
Fox Family News now. I'm Joy DeMandin. Mourning a school tragedy. More in a moment.
Fox Family News Now is brought to you by MCI 10-10-3-2-1.
Harry. Hey, little brother. Well, that is one cute accountant suit.
Wait it. Here's your taxes. What amazed me was your phone bills are so low.
Mr. Numbers hasn't heard of 10-10-3-2-1?
I heard. I just didn't realize it worked so well.
A money wizard like you should try it. You save 50.
To make like a roast beef. In a perfect world, that would be a pizza.
I ordered pizza.
You just keep getting better and better, don't you? Well, you know, I think I still have honey on me because my bathrobe is stuck to my... Dad!
Hey, sweetheart! Hey! We got pizza coming.
Anybody seen a better day when the sun shines, work is play. Sometimes the world spins around us, but we stay together on a lazy day. There's nowhere that we have to be together. The day rolls by differently. Let the night fall, one hit you on me.
Partners is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic, reminding you, always cool, always the real thing, always Coca-Cola.
Carlick used an alias and met with Godwin in Folsom.
Outside job?
I'm coming out here, Carlick.
How's that? They give you a get-out-of-jail card?
You're the only guy who can do it, Carlick.
Do what?
You're gonna be the first person to break into Folsom.
You want me to break into Folsom? This is rich.
I'll make it worth your while. I know what I'm doing. I got a plan. This is the last time we'll meet. Shelley will bring you the details and a timetable. Stick to it.
I'm breaking into Folsom. How am I gonna do it?
Through a drainage tunnel. First thing you do is find out where it empties into the river.
I'm sure he was paid for the job, but I'm sure that one of the reasons he did it was for the thrill of doing it.
The American River runs along the west side of Folsom. Under cover of darkness, Carlick located the drainage pipe.
Daydreaming about that tunnel?
No, man. Just thinking about serving good time.
Damn it!
On at least 3 separate occasions, Carlick returned to the outlet pipe on the American River. working his way deeper into the tunnel and further under the prison.
Back in jail. I must be crazy.
Would you not get off, man? You're jumping around like a rat. I need my sleep.
Prisons traditionally are set up to keep people inside, not people from the outside coming in. And that's how this system was broke.
Friday, June 5th, 1987. Godwin had wrangled an assignment to a lawn maintenance crew working near the entrance to the tunnel.
Allendorfer. Nope. Driver. Yeah. Heflin. Yeah. Godwin. Godwin. Control, this is Stair. We're missing one person off of vocational landscaping. Power 6.
Glenn Godwin scrambled over the hills to a waiting car. An intensive manhunt was launched and police searched for days, but Godwin got away. After his escape, Godwin disappeared. Police later learned Godwin had headed south. Just 5 months out of Folsom, he was arrested on drug charges in Guadalajara, Mexico. He was sentenced to 7 years, but Godwin's a hard man to hold. In September of 1991, he escaped again. This photo is from Godwin's stint in the Mexican prison. Our best clues are these 1991 and 92 snapshots. The FBI says they were taken by an informant in Mexico. Agents say Godwin may be calling himself Miguel Lopez and dating a woman named Jessie, or as he calls her, Girlie. The FBI says Godwin's armed and dangerous. So if you've seen Glenn Stewart Godwin, be careful. And call us at 1-800-CRIME-TV. That's 1-800-274-6388. Since Godwin's escape, California has built 2 even higher security prisons. As full as they are, I'm sure they'll find room for him.
Next, he committed a crime so brutal that even veteran detectives on the case were outraged.
She'd been shot numerous times in the upper body and head. How dead is dead?
And landed him on the FBI's top 10 until now.
I wasn't due for another 2 weeks. And suddenly there I was, having a cesarean. David was wonderful. And when it was all over, I had this perfect little person. And a lot of pain. Later, I was kind of surprised when the doctor gave me Tylenol, with all the other choices they have, but the Tylenol made me feel better, so I could put my mind on more important things.
Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
If you're like most guys, you probably don't have a clue what conditioners do for hair.
Got me.
But what if I told you they help hair lay right, stay in place, smooth flyaways?
Conditioners do that?
That's right. And there's no better time to see for yourself than now. With new Perk Plus shampoo and conditioner in one, reformulated with some of the most advanced cleaners and conditioners out there, for much more manageable hair than regular shampoo with no more work. So what do you think?
You know, I think I could get used to this.
New Perk Plus. Great hair, no fuss.
Do you know what's in your ice cream?
The other ice creams taste different, and it's got all these scientific things. Mono and diglycerides. Read the labels, and if it says only milk, cream, sugar, and vanilla, that means it's Breyers, all natural, and natural means made from nature.
Moms who read labels choose Breyers all-natural ice cream in the black pack.
When you invite your husband to an all-girl poker game,
I don't think I've ever played with a man before.
the real action is under the table.
Somebody put their foot in my lap.
My wildest dreams.
I invite people into my home for a friendly game of cards, and right under my nose, somebody's trying to raise a lot more than the bet.
A new comedy after Married with Children, Sunday.
On May 5th, a special fugitive task force brought in one of the FBI's 10 most wanted. After a year on the run, 25-year-old Gerald Watkins of Pittsburgh was captured. He was wanted for a gruesome triple homicide. The arrest comes as a relief to the dozens of men and women who've tracked Watkins for the past 10 months.
We had every field office in the FBI and fugitive task force in the FBI working on this case. That's every state.
He'll be brought back to Pittsburgh for his day in court, and we're just elated for that.
At the Pittsburgh Homicide Squad, it was great news for Detective Smokey Hines, the original investigating officer. He retired in March after 27 years on the force.
When I left the job, I really didn't want to leave the job with a case like this outstanding. Gerald Watkins was arrested because society would not permit him to remain free.
Last July, Gerald Watkins should have been the happiest man alive. His girlfriend, Beth Ann Anderson, had just given birth to their daughter, Melanie. But on a hot summer's night, 3 weeks later, the couple had a violent argument. Police say Watkins executed Beth Ann, her son Kevin, and his little girl. Even veteran homicide detectives were shocked by the brutality. Investigators found Beth Ann's body surrounded by toys and baby clothes.
She'd been shot numerous times in the upper body and head. The baby was laying on a wraparound sofa behind the mother. The baby was 18 days old. The bullets fired into the baby were all at close range. Several to the baby's head, several to the baby's body, to the baby's face, where in fact he may have placed the gun right against the baby's face. How dead is dead.
On the second floor, 9-year-old Kevin was asleep in his bunk bed.
He was able to get up, attempted to run towards his mother's bedroom. He was caught in the hallway here where he was we feel executed. Shot numerous times in the head, several times in the upper body.
The tragedy left 3 dead, a family searching for answers, and police searching for Gerald Watkins. Finally, after 10 months, investigators got the tip they were hoping for, an address at a Harlem boarding house. On May 5th, just after 9 a.m., agents moved in. Inside, they climbed the stairs to the 4th floor, while outside, a surveillance team watched the back of the building.
At the time the agents went to the door, the agents outside saw the window open and observed Mr. Watkins at the window attempting to flee. At that moment, they radioed inside the location, and the agents then forcibly breached the door. He knew exactly what we were after him for.
Watkins also knew he was one of America's most wanted and the focus of a nationwide manhunt.
He was aware of having been profiled on America's Most Wanted. We did receive information that as a result of America's Most Wanted, Mr. Watkins stayed pretty much in that rooming house for the last 3 months and never left.
We first asked for your help on this case in August, then again in February, when the FBI named Watkins one of the country's 10 most wanted fugitives. With your help, police narrowed the search to New York City. Then on April 30th, Pittsburgh television station WTAE made another appeal to the public with a story on Pittsburgh's most wanted.
Fugitive number 1, Gerald Watkins. The charge, triple murder.
We aired Sunday night and Monday night, and on Monday night, after the 11 o'clock show, about 20 minutes later, the FBI got a call to their tip line, and 2 days later, he was arrested in New York City. When they saw the WTAE presentation, it just brought it to their mind again, and they said they just couldn't live with themselves anymore unless they told somebody.
Oh my God, I'm glad they caught him. Oh.
Iris Anderson, the mother and grandmother of the victims, was overcome when she heard the news.
No, I'm not surprised because I've been praying and praying for this to happen. Because I knew that they couldn't just do it alone. They needed God's help.
Beth Ann's family says they're grateful to the person who called in the tip. Finally, this part of their nightmare is over.
It isn't going to help bring back the fond days I had with my grandchildren, but it's nice to know that the people that worked around the clock trying to get him has finally put him where he belongs, behind bars.
Because I knew that if he did this to these little innocent children, that he could kill anyone. And I always worried about that. So I'm just happy. Just happy.
So many different people were involved in this investigation. In Pittsburgh, in New York, the television media. If this type of investigation was held on everybody that's wanted, they'd all be in jail because society would not permit him to remain free. Society's saying, you're going to have your day in court, and that's all we ask.
Watkins is still in New York and fighting extradition to Pennsylvania, where he'll be tried. And if he's found guilty, he could receive the death penalty. Coming up next, neighbors called him the quiet man, but police say that beneath his silent exterior was a rage that was ready to ignite.
He was so quiet.
Hi, Fernando. How are you?
A person that it seems like he never harmed anybody. But it didn't turn out the way we thought.
The newest way you can cure athlete's foot is the way doctors cure it. With the same ingredient they've prescribed millions of times. It's new prescription strength Desonex. Nothing cures athlete's foot better. New prescription strength Desonex, the doctor's cure.
When the chance came to work at Saturn, part of a new crew, I hoped what I'd heard was true. For every step of the way, the people who build the cars are responsible, and they can make a judgment. Maybe that's why October 12th is a day I'll never forget. That's the day I pulled the rope and stopped the Saturn line. It was just a broken retainer clip. It just took a minute to fix. You know, given the chance, anyone prefers to make a perfect product. At Saturn, by giving us that rope, they've given us that chance.
Okay, I changed my game. The ball, the team, changed my underwear. Hanes briefs, Hanes boxer briefs, Hanes flannels, Hanes cool comfort. Change is good if it's always Hanes.
Just wait till we get our hands on you.
I like change.
You know what you want. Hair that's beautifully soft and body like you've never had before. Now softness and body come together with Finesse Conditioner to give you soft body. Finesse has exclusive dual action conditioners One for softness and one to build incredible body. For hair that's twice as beautiful. When you've got soft body, you've got finesse.
One sugar-free gum has flavor that really goes the distance.
Extra flavor, extra fun, extra sugar-free gum, extra flavor that keeps going strong, extra flavor lasting extra long. When you're chewing extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
I've been taken hostage.
Nobody'd be crazy enough to fake their own kidnapping.
Back out.
Until now.
They're gonna blow me up. And the house.
The house!
Catch George Wendt and director John Candy in the outrageous comedy Hostage for a Day.
Talking to me?
Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
In the early morning hours of May 29, 1994, a woman was rushed to Jamaica Medical Center's emergency room in Queens, New York.
40-year-old female. Third-degree burns over 80% of her body.
Over on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Pulse 140, BP 80/40, respiration.
Oxygen, please.
Oxygen.
And let's get a couple of IVs in her right away. EKG monitor, blood labs. Just check her lower extremities. We have to put a tube down your throat. It's going to help you breathe, but you're not going to be able to talk. Can you tell us how this happened? Who did this to you?
Months earlier, Lucy Cuevas was a single working mother, supporting her 2 children with a job at a local beverage company. Lucy seldom went a day without seeing her best friends, twin sisters Maria Borges and Sovita Oliveras.
Oh, hi, Fernando. How are you?
Tengo la comida ahí.
Listen, don't go. I'm going to be off in a couple of minutes. Why don't you stay have lunch with us?
We didn't know him that well. He was a man that always used to be so quiet. Always, he never looked at me eye to eye. Always looking at the floor.
No puedo. Ya me voy, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, Lucy, he's so talkative. He's shy, that's all. I don't
Not
think
even Lucy knew how he was. He was so quiet.
He's a really nice guy.
A person that it seems like he never harmed anybody.
I just don't think he's your type. Okay.
Fernando Reynoso met Lucy at the store. They'd been living together for the last several months.
Handsome. Yeah, he's ugly.
Although she thought of him as quiet and shy, Lucy discovered another side of Reynoso, one she hadn't expected.
Ah, pero mira.
I saw your car down there. I saw you down there. Well, what are you doing? You're selling drugs? You're buying drugs? What? Yeah, if you're doing that stuff, I don't want you here. This is my apartment. I don't want my sons around that stuff. Well, mírame, look at me. Say something. Won't you just say something, all right? Won't you say something?
Oye, okay? I'll leave you. I know good for you. I don't want to make your life bad.
I don't want you.
Lucy, I got 4 coming up.
You're better off without him. Ven aquí. Look, I don't know where he goes, what he does. I mean, he doesn't tell me anything, nothing.
You just need to get your mind off of things for a while. Mira, why don't you come out with me and Sovieta on Saturday night? Let's go dancing. A la casa, come on. Hipólito will babysit our little girl so we can stay out all night.
Hey, don't let her look at the men, okay?
Qué lindo song. So what do you say?
Dile que sí. Okay, fine, I'll go with you guys. Yeah. Coming.
On May 28, 1994, Reynoso showed up at Lucy's apartment.
What are you doing here?
I need somewhere to go, you know. I've been leaving in my car.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, maybe I could stay here, you know.
Fine. How long?
2-3 days, you know, till my brother comes.
I mean, you could stay back there. When he comes, you gotta go.
You want dancing?
Yeah, with the girls.
Okay. I need my car. It don't have gas. You got $5 you can get?
No. I ain't got money for you, all right?
Boy, it's like sing-sing in here.
Hey, where's Sylvana?
Oh, she felt so bad, mija. She has such a bad headache. It's been a long day, you know.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oye, how long is he going to be here?
Look, he's gonna be gone in a few
Why,
days.
mija? Why you?
He had nowhere else to go. I mean, what would you do? I mean, would you kick him out into the street?
Okay. I understand. I just wish you would get him out of your life once and for all, okay?
Now let's go.
Hey, viejo. Hi. I know it's late, but listen, I'm dropping Lucy off and I'll be home in 10, okay? So put on some coffee for me.
Yeah, okay. But don't stay talking, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for me, too.
I love you. Bye.
Mama.
All right.
Call me tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wait for you down here.
Why? I'm already here. Just go home.
People, huh?
People like you. Get out of here. Go.
Llegó la banda que brilla de verdad. Oro sólido. Toda la gente que se siente de caché.
What are you doing in the middle of the street, man? I almost hit you. Hey?
I need some gas. Could you take me?
Yeah, okay, get in.
Hey, chico, ¿dónde vamos aquí? Where are we going?
Look, maybe I should drive. Okay, my car is hard to find.
All right, fine. What about over there?
What?
I didn't say anything.
What you say?
I didn't say anything, all right?
Go.
because I was expecting my wife. And she hadn't come home, and she called me like 45 an hour before. She haven't show up yet. When I went outside at the door, I was drinking my cup of coffee. About 5 minutes later, I saw the fireman and the policeman car go through. And they stopped about 2 blocks away from here. And I keep waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't know, something comes to my mind. Let me, she's not home and something happened there. I walked. When I saw it, I don't know, it was her car. When I look at the car, it was my wife's car. I said, that's my wife's car. They told me, no, get the hell out of here. This is not your car. I said, this is my wife's car.
You see, it drives me crazy that I keep thinking why he did this. There's no reason. I keep thinking, why did he do it? There's no reason why he did it. There's no explanation. There's nothing.
I'm really sorry.
Then the doctor told me, it's nothing you can do now. I went there, I was trying to talk to her. She was completely burned. The only thing she didn't burn was the part where she had the shoe.
No, oiga lo que ella hizo.
She was a beautiful mother, a beautiful wife, a beautiful person. The only peace I'm gonna have is when I know that he's been caught. As long as he's running around, I know I ain't gonna have no peace.
For the last year, the Borges family has been trying to pull their lives together. Police say that during that year, Reynoso's been hiding in another country, but now they think he's back. Last Monday marked the 1-year anniversary of Maria's death. And on that day, Reynoso phoned his ex-girlfriend, Lucy. He said he was in her Brooklyn neighborhood, and then the phone line went dead. So a special alert to our viewers in the Brooklyn area. Let's get this guy. 30-year-old Fernando Reynoso is 6'1" and weighs 150 pounds. He has a scar near his kneecap and a pierced left ear. Reynoso speaks only Spanish, smokes Newport cigarettes, and walks with a slouch, avoiding eye contact. He sports a small black mustache and non-prescription glasses. Reynoso uses the aliases Arturo, Batista, Brito, and Mejia. He is known to have family and friends in New Jersey and Miami. There's a good possibility he's back in New York. If you have any information about Fernando Reynoso's whereabouts, call us at 1-800-CRIME-TV. Coming up next, capture number 362.
Next, one of America's most wanted is chased out of paradise and into the arms of the law.
The criminal in question, his accomplice in crime, a woman in danger, a partner in training, a hero in black. The adventure begins. Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell. Batman Forever. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, June 16th at a theater near you.
The lights were out. John's sound asleep. And what am I doing? I'm hurting. I can't sleep, and I've got to work tomorrow. But I wasn't so sure about taking something. About how I'd feel in the morning. I went ahead and took Tylenol PM. It was the right choice. It stops my pain. It helps me sleep. So when morning comes, I'm ready to go. Right on time. All rested and feeling great. Come on, honey.
Rest easy. It's Tylenol PM. Now also available in easy-to-swallow gel tabs.
Grant Show and Jason Priestley host Fox Monday Night. First, they're the cast of the hottest show on TV. Now, meet them up close.
Every morning she gives me a really deep kiss.
A day in the lives of Melrose Place. Then, what turns you on?
I always ask people for a massage.
Where's the most exciting place you've had sex?
We went out to my car and started making out.
What was your last blind date like?
Frustrating.
Disastrous.
Find out how you rate when it comes to love. Don't miss Sex and Romance, a test for the 90s, Monday.
Chicken on the grill and you smoke it all up. Put the cheese on the chicken and you wrap it all up. With the guaca, you put the guacamole with the pico. Sprinkle on pico de gallo. Put it all in a tortilla. And now you got a chili
Nobody makes chicken fajitas like Chili's. Nobody.
This year at Six Flags St. Louis, answer the call to Batman the Ride, the world's most thrilling suspended outside looping nothing like it on Earth experience, not even at Disney. All at Six Flags new Time Warner Studios, where you can experience a Hollywood movie studio backlot, the amazing acrobats of China, the Robin Hood Stunt Spectacular, the Police Academy live action comedy, and great rides for the whole family. All at Six Flags St. Louis. It's bigger than Disneyland and a whole lot closer to home.
Buy one adult ticket and get one free at Hen House. Skies right now are partly cloudy on Signal Hill, a muggy 75.
Many fugitives watch this program, not because they're fans of mine. These faithful viewers are trying to keep one step ahead of you and their capture. In fact, more than 24 fugitives have seen themselves in a starring role right here and have turned themselves in because they couldn't stand the pressure. Well, we're happy to say it's happened again. Kate Sullivan has the story.
April 13th, 1995, Vancouver, British Columbia. Officers at the police station were stunned when a shaggy-haired man walked in and said he was one of America's most wanted.
Both myself and my partner were, really shocked now that, this was a pretty big case that this guy has sort of stumbled into our station over.
That man was Mark Allen Mallett, and he was indeed wanted for a cold-blooded killing. 6 years earlier, near Kilauea Volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii, the mountain is covered with a fertile, rugged forest known for its hidden patches of marijuana. Police say this is where Mallett secretly grew marijuana crops that were worth their weight in gold.
Hey there.
Police say in January 1990, just when Mallett needed to launder his profits, he met Al Layton, Layton's wife Nora, and their son Terry. The Laytons wanted to start a fertilizer company and unwittingly became partners with Mallett.
After becoming economically indebted to Mark, I started learning just what it was he was doing. And it was a pretty substantial marijuana growing operation.
October 1990, police say Mallett's drug operation collapsed when he was arrested for possession of drugs. They say after his release, he became desperate and irrational. Terry Layton wanted Mallett to stay away from his mom and dad.
Hey, Smiley, what's up? Boo you! Harry, get back here. Mark, don't do this, Mark. Just think about what you're doing.
When he was shot, I was probably about 12 feet away from him. It was very traumatic for me because me and Terry were very, very close. He was my big brother.
When you see your son laying on the ground with a bullet hole right through his forehead, that's something that's just...
The next day, Mallett was arrested. He posted bond and disappeared. May 1991, he applied for a passport in Miami, Florida. By now, he looked very different and kept eluding police. In 1993, he was arrested in Key West using the alias Paul Dorfy. But police released him before they realized who he was. Mallett traveled all the way across the country to San Diego, California, laying low in another ocean paradise. By now, police had lost his trail. Mallett was hiding out here at the Che Cafe, an organic health food co-op at the University of California. Behind the cafe is a garden. A friend of Mallett's, nicknamed Little Tree, knew him well.
We used to know Sonny, or Mark Mallett as Sonny, and he stayed here for about a year. And this is the tree that Sonny used to stay in. You can see the spikes on the tree. And there used to be a big tree house up there where Sonny used to sleep. And,
but the secret in Mallett's past was about to catch up with him.
When America's Most Wanted came on the case, it was just, it was really overwhelming because we had a feeling that it was finally going to be over.
The week of February 19th, 1994, Mallett picked up that week's TV guide and looked up the listing for America's Most Wanted. When he saw that it mentioned a murder in Hawaii, Mallett panicked. He went to the bus station, watched the show, saw himself, got on a bus, and left the country. After seeing our show, Mallett came here to Vancouver, British Columbia. Police say the first thing he did was buy a bicycle.
He then began roamings in the Vancouver area, using Vancouver as a base, going as far as about 70 miles east in the valley to the Farm Belt area, where he worked on various small organic farms for cash and then moving on to the next one.
But the pressure of being one of America's most wanted was too much for Mallett. It was less than a year later that he showed up during Constable David Christie's night shift.
He told us that he was just this pressure of being on the run for so long, and especially since seeing himself on America's Most Wanted, was really weighing heavily on his shoulders. So it was definitely one of the reasons that eventually convinced him to come and turn himself in.
For the victim's family, it was welcome news.
The death of my son definitely left a horrible hole in my soul. But I'm praying now that after this time there can be a resolution to this.
It's 6 years since he murdered my brother. And that 6 years, I haven't had a brother. And 6 years, his children haven't had a father. And I'm glad that he found it difficult to stay out and be America's Most Wanted.
Terry Layton's family has one more hurdle to overcome, facing Mallett in court. Mallett has been extradited back to Hawaii, and he's awaiting trial. If convicted, he'll face up to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
How close are you to all the sports you'd ever want to see? With Prime Star. Closer than you think. Prime Star has all the action you're looking for, plus lots of other great programming, all with digital picture and sound. And since Prime Star is a service, there's no equipment to buy. And it all starts at about $1 a day. So if you love sports, call 1-800-PRIME-STAR.
So tender, so innocent, your gums, so vulnerable to the wicked germs hoping to ravage them. Insidiously, they can inflict gum disease. These germs are not fiction. They are in your mouth, threatening your gums. Stop them now with Listerine. Only germ-killing Listerine is clinically proven to help prevent the gum disease gingivitis. Listerine, the power of prevention. They're germs. They deserve to die.
From Gillette comes a uniquely different form of protection for men. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Unlike a stick that can stay in your underarm hair, this is a soft gel. It goes cleanly through the hair right down to the skin surface to fight odor and wetness where it begins. And that means powerful all-day protection. The revolutionary Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant.
Fox is doing fine. It's club time.
Fox NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs tomorrow, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Coming up.
That's where they brought Stephanie's body in.
A Sweet 16 party becomes a battleground.
Nightfall, the mark of a day's end. For some, it marks the beginning of the most precious moments in life. Time where families can get together, share a laugh, or teach a lesson. It's moments like this when you realize just how valuable your time is. And nobody knows that better than News Channel 4 Primetime. We fit your life, and you'll like our style.
Meet Congressman Wanamaker speechwriter Julia Mann and Mr. Garvin's speechwriter Kevin Malick.
Michael Keaton, Gina Davis.
What?
Can you help me out for a sec?
Speechless from MGM UA Home Video, rated PG-13.
Come and see what's showing at Blockbuster tonight.
Blockbuster has more copies than ever of the movies you want to see tonight.
Ooh, tonight. Make it a Blockbuster night.
Assault rifles have always been a topic of heated national debate. You may remember the story of Francesco Duran, a former Colorado hotel employee who made world headlines. Duran bought a legal weapon just like this SKS and turned it into an illegal assault rifle. A larger capacity magazine like this gave it more firepower, and a folding stock made it easy to conceal. Duran hid his modified SKS under his coat on October 29, 1994, and then he attacked the White House. In political circles, the debate about assault rifles still rages, but for the people in Avondale, Arizona, it's an issue that's very close to their hearts. This is an assault rifle. Even though Congress has banned some of them, they're still easy to get legally. Police say the firepower of these guns appealed to Ernie Lopez. In February, he paid less than $300 cash for 4 brand new assault rifles. Within 3 weeks, he would be a suspect in 2 separate shootings, leaving 2 wounded and 2 dead. Avondale, Arizona is a small farming community located on the outskirts of Phoenix. Here, 16-year-old Stephanie Gallardo and her classmate, Angelica Sabalos, attended Agua Fria High School. They were popular, high-spirited girls who had become best friends.
They spent most of the last 2 months together, a lot. They did everything together.
On March 11th, the girls were attending a special party. Most of their friends were there. Adela Gonzalez remembers the occasion.
That night, we're celebrating Angelica's 16th birthday, and we were throwing her a going-away party at the same time because she was leaving to Denver in about 3 weeks.
Detectives say a crowd of 30 people was in front of the house when Ernie Lopez crashed the party. An argument broke out. Police say that's when Lopez pulled out his assault rifle.
Lopez then got into the passenger side of the Jeep. As the Jeep began traveling southbound here, as it passed the front of the residence, Lopez began firing the AK-47 rifle directly at all the guests here in front of the house.
Bullets exploded through a half-dozen cars and several houses. One bullet ripped through 2 walls of a neighboring home, critically wounding a 44-year-old woman. The neighborhood was like a war zone.
The bullets were just flying, going right past us, going through the car. I had my head against a tire, and one of the bullets went through a tire, and I had my head right next to it.
Back inside the house, friends called 911. This is the actual recording, which captures the horrifying moments of chaos and terror.
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, I want to report a shooting.
Or shootings?
Yeah, we don't know who got shot or what.
Huh? You know if someone got shot?
No, we don't know. We're just hearing gunshots and they keep on shooting.
Where is this?
111th Avenue.
There's still gunshots going on right here. We still don't know anything.
Hurry up because they keep on shooting.
Is that what we're hearing now?
Yeah.
We're all laying down right here on the floor, but close to the living room.
What's the house number of the house you're at?
That's where they brought Stephanie's body in. Arthur carried her in and laid her on the floor in the living room.
Angelica and Stephanie had both taken cover in a pickup truck parked in front of the house, but it offered little protection.
One round went through the cab of the truck, striking Stephanie, and the other round went through the tailgate of the truck, striking Angelica.
Stephanie died at the hospital. Angelica underwent surgery, but there was nothing doctors could do to save her.
I thank God that my baby did see me before she left. I went to the hospital and she lived through the operation. And she opened her eyes. And she shook her head and tightened my hand and said we were coming to Denver. But I guess she couldn't.
Police say Lopez fired the shots that killed Angelica and Stephanie. In fact, Avondale police soon learned that Lopez was also a suspect in an unrelated Phoenix shooting, and he'd been arrested on a weapons misconduct charge just days before Angelica and Stephanie's murder. In the wake of the shootings, the families of the 2 girls were outraged to learn that the assault rifle used was almost identical to the one banned by Congress last year. This is the banned AK-47, the most widely used assault rifle in the world. It's one of the estimated 2 million assault weapons that are still on the streets, in homes and in gun stores nationwide. Last year's crime bill prohibits their production, but their sale remains legal.
The grandfather clause of the 1994 crime bill allows any type of prohibited firearm under the current law to be possessed as long as it had been manufactured before the crime bill was enacted.
The ATF says the rifle used by Lopez was a modified version of the AK-47 called the Mach 90. This rifle is still produced and sold nationwide, even though it's almost identical to the banned gun. The trick? Making minor changes to get around the law.
You can see that there are numerous cosmetic differences.
The AK-47 has a flash hider and bayonet. The Mach 90 doesn't. The AK-47 has a pistol grip and a folding stock. The Mach 90 has a thumbhole stock. The most important difference is that the Mach 90 can only be sold with a 5-round magazine. But the ATF says Lopez boosted his firepower by simply replacing his smaller magazine with a larger one. With that simple modification, Ernie Lopez was able to create the weapon. Police say he turned on a crowd of innocent teenagers. Back in Avondale, the survivors of the tragedy mourn their loss and cry out for justice.
When Stephanie died, it hurt. I loved her like she was my sister. And it's like when she died, half of me died. It took so much away from me because we were really close. I loved her.
I can picture her sometimes here. I've yelled out, "Mom," just to hear her say, "Mom," to me. Angel was my baby. She was my girl.
You can help bring these families justice by getting Ernie Lopez off the streets. Lopez is 5'8" with a slight build. He was last seen with a shaved head and no mustache. He's known to have relatives in the Los Angeles area. If you've seen Ernie Lopez, call 1-800-CRIME-TV. Let's show Lopez what it's like to be a target himself and aim to get him off the streets tonight. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay, I changed my game. The ball, the team, changed my underwear. Hanes briefs, Hanes boxer briefs, Hanes flannels, Hanes cool comfort. Change is good if it's always Hanes.
Just wait till we get our hands on you.
I like change.
Remember your first bite of Kentucky Fried Chicken? That great original recipe chicken taste? Well, now it's marinated through and through for that same great taste in every bite. It's time to try it again.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
This original is going to taste so good.
Lipton Original, the only tea brewed directly from tea leaves.
Can't you just taste it?
It's real tea, real brewed. There's only one original.
These antiperspirants, they're history, because now there's something that keeps you drier. New Sure Ultra Dry. It's a new kind of antiperspirant, a soft solid, with just 2 clicks. It goes on dry to keep you ultra dry. Just watch. An ordinary solid can flake off, but New Sure Ultra Dry vanishes in to form an invisible layer of protection that keeps you drier than ever before. Prove it to yourself. New Sure Ultra Dry goes on dry, keeps you ultra dry.
Are your allergies serious?
Severe.
Then get new Tylenol Severe Allergy. Its powerful medicines relieve your worst symptoms, plus ease the painful discomfort you feel when allergy attacks get severe.
It's serious relief.
Oh, Mr. Reach, we're about to change your toothbrush. Don't worry, Reach is better than ever. With an easy-to-grip angled handle and a tapered head packed with more bristles. Reach, better than ever from Johnson & Johnson.
And now an update on a story we aired last week. These two Washington, D.C. police officers were shot in January by a cop-hating stalker. For months, investigators had no leads. Then on Memorial Day, tips prompted police and the FBI to stake out a gas station in nearby Maryland. The suspect, Ralph McLean, did arrive, but he saw the trap. Police say McLean crept up on a law enforcement vehicle and opened fire, killing FBI agent William Christian. McLean then killed himself during a gun battle with police. The very gun McLean shot himself with now links him to another crime, the unsolved murder of a Maryland police officer, John Novobilski. Both his and Agent Christian's names will be added to the wall at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. Now, here's a quick review of tonight's cases. Convicted murderer Glenn Stewart Godwin is still wanted by the FBI for his escape from Folsom Prison in Sacramento. Fernando Reynoso is being sought by the NYPD for the murder of a Brooklyn woman. Ernesto Jose Lopez Jr. is wanted for the murder of 2 teenage girls in Avondale, Arizona. That's it for tonight. I'm John Walsh. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Coming up next on News Channel 4 Primetime, where is Marcus Allen? We'll tell you if the Chiefs running back put in an appearance at a charity fundraiser he supports. Also on Primetime, we'll update you on the situation in Bosnia, where the fate of a U.S. fighter pilot remains in doubt. Stay with us. Primetime is next.
As a result of America's Most Wanted, Mr. Watkins stayed pretty much in that rooming house for the last 3 months and never left.
Chevy's new Blazer is out to set a few new standards. Just compare our LT 4x4 to Ford Explorer Eddie Bauer. Blazer has air, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, power everything, leather, and so does Explorer. But Blazer adds remote keyless entry, and Blazer has more horsepower, and Blazer costs over $3,000 less. Is it any wonder Blazer was named Motor Trend's Truck of the Year? Lease a Blazer LS for $369 a month at your local Chevrolet dealer.
Where I come from is like the Wild West of Mexico. So here, they call me the cowboy. I like food with flair, like my twice grilled barbecue burrito. Grilled chicken or steak with sauteed peppers and onions. Finito? Oh no, I grill again and baste with Tex-Mex sauce. You ready to taste barbecue, partner?
The twice grilled barbecue burrito at Chi-Chi's. Now get it with free fried ice cream.
Hi, 2 tickets, please, to the Will Rogers Follies.
Wait a minute. I thought we said Cinderella with Phyllis
And
Diller
Man
and
of
the
La
Joffrey
Mancha
Ballet.
sounds pretty good, too. To dream the impossible.
Oh, and so does Singing in the Rain.
So what's it gonna be?
Cinderella.
No, Man of La Mancha.
There's something for everyone at Starlight this summer, and 2 seats to any one of these great shows are just $14. Good seats are still available, so call 363-STAR today.
Okay, we've decided. Man of La Mancha. The Will Rogers Follies. Let's get 2 shows.
Coming up on News Channel 4 Primetime, Kansas Cityans take advantage of the warm weather and head to the fair, but it's not the kind of fair you're thinking of. We'll take you to the nation's largest outdoor science fair. Say hospital food and the stomach churns, a gourmet nightmare of Jell-O and rubber chicken. But hold on to your knife and fork and see what's new in the hospital kitchen. And court officials were looking for Marcus Allen yesterday after he missed a court date. Tonight, find out who else is looking for the Chiefs' star running back. News Channel 4 Primetime is next.
From Kansas City's 24-hour news channel, this is News Channel 4 Primetime.
Good evening and welcome to News Channel 4 Primetime. I'm Pam McKelvey in for Sue Abrams.
And I'm Dave Helling. Thanks for joining us this evening. Our top story, Chiefs running back Marcus Allen is still staying out of the public eye. He missed a charity softball game this afternoon less than 24 hours after a scheduled court appearance. The defense in the O.J. Simpson trial wants him to take the witness stand, but the papers asking him to appear went undelivered since court officials couldn't find him. As Primetime's Scott Claus shows us, fans are looking for him, too.
Everything is going as planned. Fans are lining up, donations are pouring in, and the Chiefs hit the field. The crowd at this Cancer Society fundraiser is fired up.
I think it's a great turnout. We're happy with everything, and it's just a great bunch of guys to come out.
But one of the players is noticeably absent, and that is Marcus Allen.
He probably doesn't want to be served a subpoena, and if your face is all over town, you probably aren't going to show up at the one place they'll know to try and find you.
So you think somebody's waiting for him here now?
Oh, I bet somewhere out there he is.
The only place we find Marcus Allen is on posters like these. Posters kids wanted Allen to sign. Are you disappointed he's not here?
Yeah.
Where do you think he is?
I don't know.
Well, he's probably under some pressure right now with the case going on, so that's probably why he's not here.
To players, it's not too funny. Folks are free to take pictures and ask for autographs, but don't ask the Chiefs, where's Marcus? The organizer of today's benefit game says Allen had committed to the game. How'd you find out he wasn't coming?
When he didn't arrive.
For Neil Smith, it was a hot day, and some say it would be even hotter if Marcus Allen showed up. Scott Claus, News Channel 4.
One of the biggest commitments for Marcus Allen is about 7 weeks away. Mandatory practice for the Chiefs in upstate Wisconsin begins July 23rd.
Police are searching for clues in a shooting early this morning. A woman walking to work this morning found the body of a man in an alley at 33rd in the 3300 block of Charlotte and Holmes. Police say the victim is a black male about 30 years old. They have not identified him and have no suspects in the shooting. If you know or saw something that might help police solve this case, they're asking that you call them at the TIPS hotline. That number is 474-TIPS. The woman accused of shooting a Wichita, Kansas abortion doctor is admitting that she committed other crimes. Rochelle Shelley Shannon shot Dr. George Tiller in August 1993. Now Shannon says that she started fires at abortion clinics in Oregon, California, Idaho, and Nevada. She also allegedly injected the walls of a clinic with foul-smelling acid and used napalm in the firebombing of a Sacramento, California clinic. She goes to court to face these new charges on Wednesday.
Jackie Stallhut won't get a state license to care for children in her home. A Johnson County jury convicted Stallhut of a misdemeanor in connection with the death of an infant who suffocated while under her care, the child smothered in a waterbed. Stallhut spent no time in prison for the conviction. Now a Kansas administrative officer says she cannot have a license to watch children in her home. Police are on the lookout tonight for an escapee from the Hutchinson Correctional